play? Where's
Secretless?
is Pancake? How dare you do this to me? You're not playing. What? What?
Pancake is beating you up at the moment.
Unpause. What? Unpause.
Hey, maybe kick them and redo it?
That works? Really? Unpause? What the fuck? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. That makes no fucking sense. Makes no sense. I would like to speak to their manager right now. Okay. Hi, my raindrops. Welcome to the first video. Why did it stop? That was such a harsh transition. Okay, as I was saying, welcome back to the first video of Fanfiction Club. I'm here with
Space Cat. She, her pronouns.
and
Hello! Pika's here! It's a Pika. You know me. Anyway, hi.
Alright, today we will be reviewing Evergreen Lost by Sky_King on AO3. This is a Shingeki fic. This has 34,725 words, and it's a 17 chapter long fanfic. The tags are... Oh shit, I need to actually open it up. Fuck.
I have the thing open already.
No, I have it up. I have it open. Okay, the tags are
Villain
Deku, villain Midoriya Izuku, pro hero Shinsou Hitoshi, past relationships, characters are pro heroes, corruption, angst and tragedy, grief/mourning, hero activity prevents suicide. Dabi is Todoroki. This fic was supposed to be a one-shot. Legacy, what makes a hero, question mark. Heroes and villains, what makes a villain? Second chances, redemption, forgiveness, moving forward, hope for the future, complete. Also, archive warning, major character death.
The one you missed.
The one I missed.
that.
I missed that, so imagine my shock when,
Yeah, this...
Oh, before I say that, link to the fic is down in the it is down in the description, right?
I can send
It is, okay. I have to check, I'm like, it is down in the description, right? I was about to say, I'm like, what do you mean it's not down there? But no, it is down there. It is down there. Hi, people, I'm seeing chat. You should let a random new member on the stream, LMAO. Maybe.
Hi.
I am gonna have guest stars. But not in this one. Alright, so the link to the description is down. And the link to the description. Why does it do such harsh transitions? What happened? Pancake! No, Pancake, come back! Pancake!
I also sent the fic into the chat, so if anyone wants it there, it's there too. Pancake has decided to die. Welcome back, Pancake!
How do I play shuffle?
Oh my god.
What was
yeah, Owl, Echo missed that one, so...
Okay.
That was a surprise to everyone.
Okay, Pancake's back. The music. Okay. There's gonna be a lot of spoilers because this is gonna be a review of the fanfic, so keep that in mind, So, we have Kingston. I forgot to mention that we also have Kingston here in the spirit. Not in the call, but in the spirit. I have their notes. They're beautiful. Oh my god, I am in love with these notes. I haven't even read them. I just like the formatting. Kingston, I'm gonna steal your formatting. Because what the hell?
I want to see these notes.
These notes be mad nice. I like these notes. I like them. Like, Pika, Space Cat, you're not seeing me, but I'm currently twirling my hair. No, I'm twirling my feet and kicking my hair.
I do have the stream open, so I can see anything that appears on stream.
Okay, moving on. Alright, let's get into the actual fic itself. I forgot to read the summary. Let me read the summary. After 6 years of death silence, a message bouncing back, of unconnected calls. Shinsou Hitoshi receives a message from a disconnected line. Hello, it's been a while. Would you like to get coffee on Saturday? All right, so initial first opinions of Kingston. Hey, their name is close to mine. This is Design? Destined?
Design?
Destined to be, because their name is similar? Okay. Destined to be a great fic. Okay, so I'm seeing Shindeku, my number 2 Deku ship. I'll go down on the Kimi Deku Hill. Fight me. So that's neat. Villain Deku, but hero Shinsou. Okay. This fic was supposed to be one-shots. I feel that. Several of my fics are just one-shots that spiraled out of control. Kingston. I love those fics of yours. I'm also seeing major character death and angst. Fun. Okay, let me get into this. You saw the might! I do not... I didn't think...
I saw it too! I thought you were aware!
I didn't. I just went and started reading it without reading anything else.
I read the tags first.
Seeing major character death. I'm friends with you and what? I am? Cat Noir. What's your Discord?
That's the person that's welcome to hell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways. I'm taking a screw short of that what? Screenshot! Oh.
That makes sense.
But, yeah. That was fun learning. So what are your... Pika, what was your initial thoughts on the fic? Without, getting into the nitty-gritty.
Okay, other than the fact that this fic is everything that I never have read. Okay? Like, I have never read a villain Midoriya Zuko fic. Like, a true one, if that makes any sense.
Was this not a true one, though? Sorry, go on.
Yeah, but what I meant by... I'll explain later what I mean by true. Another thing I thought that was interesting is the fact that major character death was in there. I read that and I looked at the summary at least 6 times. And I was like, what the hell? The other thing I thought that was interesting is the character tags. They only have 5 characters marked. Which I thought was kind of interesting. For a few reasons. Whenever I see characters marked, it's either their big part or they're the main focus. This one seems to do main focus. But yeah, that was interesting to me. And I still can't figure out what legacy means.
Okay, give me a second. Love your notes. I'll explain what legacy means. Cat Noir in chat. Yes, I agree with you. Mastermind is what I would think of as true villain Izuku. Alright, going on.
I never read Mastermind.
Legacy is like... how do I explain this? Have you watched Hamilton?
No, not fully. I've listened to some songs, though.
Legacy is the story you leave behind and the purpose you leave behind. Your children can be considered your legacy. It's things you leave behind after death. Okay. Is that the end of your initial thoughts, initial notes?
Yes, because any of my other notes become later on, because I read the things like 3 times while reading the fic. Space Cat? Notes? Initial thoughts.
Initial thoughts? Initial thoughts, just from reading the description, I couldn't quite tell if they thought that, if he thought that, like, Izuku was dead, or what was going on there.
Oh, I think you told me about that, I remember.
My initial thoughts were, I was very confused.
Okay, I agree with that. I was confused for like 5 chapters of this. I'm just watching really Echo dance on the street.
Okay, I'm jamming to the music. Okay. So, help, how do I make clips? I would not know how to tell you. I know how to make clips on Twitch. But, alright, so those are the notes. Skip session for stuff that's not me here rambling about jokes and quotes and stuff. Okay, we'll get to those specifically at the end. We'll do those at the end. Okay, so, My initial thoughts on this fic were vastly different. And I mean vastly different, because I thought this was going to be my initial thoughts was that this was going to be a very, much a fic that was going to be, a very interesting dynamic between, Hitoshi and Izuku. I thought maybe there was going to be, that whole dynamic of how are we going to date if I'm a villain and you're a hero, or you're a hero and I'm a villain kind of situation, you know? I thought it was going to be one of those, oh my god, I've missed you, what happened, why are you a villain? And then slowly Izuku gets redeemed, right? That's what I thought. Oh, how fucking wrong I was! I thought it was gonna be something sweet. I thought it was gonna be something cool.
Everyone else was like actually ready for it. Echo just got blindsided.
I got blindsided. The emotional whiplash. The emotional whiplash. Okay, let's get into the initial notes. We're going to start with chapter 1. I'm going to go ahead and read Kingston's because that's the ones that are immediately available here. Chapter 1 notes, Kingston. Interesting. I've said that 3 times. I need a Tartarus? Root beer drink? That's better. I'm curious as to why...
Pancake left again.
Pancake, you motherfucking whore!
I noticed it immediately, and I was like, Pancake left.
Pancake hates me. Hold up, I'm downloading Spotify on my goddamn thingy. Open up Spotify.
Do you want me to try playing it?
Spotify free? Yeah, it better be! I'm sorry. This is the first one. We're gonna get a lot of, like, nicks and crannies and a lot of, you know... Okay, moving on to reading the notes while that records. I'm curious as to why Deku became a villain, but if I had to take a guess, I'd say something about changing society. Oh, you guessed correctly, Kingston. I don't know if there's much to say here, just about the first chapter, but it's one of 17, so I suppose I think it's something. Oh god, there's 17 more. This note section is going to be painfully long, isn't it? Okay, that is Kingston's chapter 1 notes. My chapter 1 notes are broken. It's big. So, Hitoshi's hero name being Echo, like, oh my god.
So, we had the same thought.
Okay, first of all, I really think it's really interesting because, like, obviously, considering the fact that what his quirk is, the Echo makes sense, but also I'm being biased because obvious
You're
reasons.
Echo.
I'm Echo, so obviously I'm biased. Next one is he probably notices that Hitoshi isn't quite there. Right? That whole thing of, like, in this chapter you could see that he has a lot of dissociative, in the sense that he starts to not really pay attention. He's not really there. He goes into autopilot, right? Some people call it autopilot. Right, this is a coping mechanism, right? In small doses, it's not that bad, right? Doing it small, stuff like that, it's not bad. But Space Cat, you're blasting off into space. So
Pancake left again.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Space Cat is dimensional tri-bending now, and it's okay. Leave goddamn fucking pancakes alone. I've opened up Spotify. Log in. Continue with Google.
Oh, somebody is talking in a totally different language. Let me go Google that.
I'll read it. I'll read it in a second. Continue to app. Alright, I have it opened over here, so I'm going to be able to... Here it is. You guys won't be able to hear it, though, so only I will be able to hear it. Shuffle, and then play. Jesus Christ, that's loud. Yeah, so they should be able to hear it now. Okay, but as I was saying, it is a coping mechanism that often many people go through. It is, in small doses, not bad. Right? In small doses, it is okay. But once it becomes maladaptive, aka something that you cannot live without, something that's maladaptive in the sense of, like, happens a lot and stuff like that, that's where it becomes a problem. That's where we get dissociative disorders, and that's where it could really fuck up someone's life. But I thought it was really cool that they add the fact that he's dissociative. a lot of people, when they're writing, especially writers and authors and stuff like that, Kingston, you do this a lot, you've told me. You add stuff because in our minds, okay, someone's going through something, they kind of go away. They're not really there, right? They disappear for a second, not like physically, but mentally they disappear, right? They're not all there, right? Which is something that happens a lot in main media. A lot of people portray it like that, but what they do not understand is that the logic behind it, the reason why the mind does that is because in the mind, why is it playing such a funny upbeat song in the
We can't hear it, so we can't hear the
okay, Undertale, it's showtime. So all I'm hearing is do 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 as I'm talking about dissociative disorders.
That's great.
Okay, but moving on. Point taken is the fact that dissociative disorders are something that's really bad. But like the reason why people dissociate during times like this, like right, shock. You go into shock. I don't know if you two have ever gone through moments where you're having a really hard time and all of a sudden you're not really in control of your body. You go into autopilot. You're not thinking. You're not there, right? That is your mind trying to separate you from the trauma. It is a way for your mind to cope. It is a way for your mind to understand and heal. But obviously, the mind can be deceptive, and it could lead to even harder processes down the line. My other note is Izuku visiting Hitoshi was selfish. It was also a way to cope. When faced with a big change, so this comes into like my mentality. So in this chapter, Izuku goes to Hitoshi and they kind of like meet each other stuff, right? They're there, they're talking, they're reliving. Obviously we know that it's the same cakes and stuff that they used to, whatever. Point taken is
the cake.
I think inherently this was a selfish move on Izuku's part, right? It was also it's mainly selfish because I mean think about it. Hitoshi has to live with the fact that Izuku, he'd already mourned Izuku, right? He'd already thought Izuku dead, and now he's back, right? He's back, right? So when forced with a big change on one yourself, you have to accept that fundamentally you're not that person anymore, the person you used to be, but you don't want to accept that. You know, people don't want to accept that they've changed. Think Jinx from Arcane, right? She tried so hard to stay as Powder. She tried so hard to stay as Powder, but in the end, that isn't who she is anymore. People change, people, divert. So Izuku was mourning his own self. And as we grow, we change, even if it's for the worse. And I think part of Izuku wishes that it was for the best and not the worst, right? Clearly, Izuku probably doesn't want this type of life. And it's obviously shown. That's what I thought in chapter 1. And, like, obviously now knowing everything I know, I agree with past self. Like, I think in the sense, not only was that a reach to kind of cope with the fact that Izuku lost the past that he used to have. Izuku's mourning himself, basically. He also kind of reliving that, doing the cakes, doing all of that, was in a way to have Hitoshi, one, fight back when Izuku appears, because Izuku will not be able to hold back. 2, have Hitoshi remember him for that, and not for what he's about to become. For that, and not what he's about to show everybody else. In a way of saying, like, hey, in part of me is still the Izuku you used to know and love. I've changed, but keep me alive in your memory kind of situation. So do you guys have any notes that you want to add to either mine or Kingston's notes, or any notes in chapter 1? Pika, I swear to God, if you go on the cakes.
We're gonna go on the cakes.
Okay, before you go on the rant with the cakes, Space Cat, let's get some notes over you, because I have a feeling we're not gonna go past Pika and the cakes.
I was gonna bring up the legacy thing before the cake, but okay, let's go Space Cat.
Okay, one thing that I found about the first chapter, and this is more than probably just a me thing, I found it kind of difficult to tell who was talking at what time, on which lines. Though I'm pretty sure that was just a me reading problem.
Maybe. I did find myself having to go back in one line. So sometimes it could be a little,
Yeah.
hard.
Little floozy.
A little floozy,
Also,
yeah.
your last comment about the whole remembering thing just reminded me of our talk about the legacy thing when you explained that.
Uh-huh.
So, honestly, that even makes more sense with the legacy tag.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It kind of fits perfectly with that new context. It's like a new piece of the puzzle. But goddamn that cake. Okay, for context for everyone, why Echo stopped me before I started on the cake. The day I read this thing, or started reading this, I saw the cake, and I was like, what the fuck's the deal with the cake? I just kept
Alright.
looking at the cake.
We gotta get comfy. We're not moving from this topic.
Like, how the heck does he remember all those things?
I didn't even notice what brand it was. I think it had something with black on the top. I think it was like blackberry. I don't even know what the cake was. I just know it was cake.
Let's see. The cake was.
The cake was
Let me
a
find
lie.
the cake.
It was a lie.
The cake.
I don't know why, but when you're reading this, you'll notice two things: 5 a.m. and the cake. It just comes up a bunch, and it's like, why is it on this cake? What is the cake about? Is this some symbol I don't understand? It's a cake. At this
It's a
point,
cake.
I'm tempted to go next door and grab a cake because I know next door there is a cake. I'm not even.
Delicious.
Cake is delicious, but like, I don't know why my brain just latched onto the fact cake. There was no reason for this, too.
Okay,
There
okay.
was actually no reason.
So I want to touch about that. You mentioned the fact that you don't know how one person remembered such many cakes. I know there's a note here I left. I don't know which chapter it was, but there was a note that I said where I mentioned why Izuku probably remembers so much, right? And, okay, so we're going to touch upon why Izuku's a villain, right? We all know, right? He was...
Right.
Here. It was one specific quote. Give me a second. I'm trying to find it. Memories of pain beaten into him by years on end, making him get up in a fluid motion. Something subtle. But what that told me in that one line of narration, is that Izuku was tortured into being compliant. Whenever he did something that All for One did not like, Izuku would get punished. He was conditioned to be a certain way. Right? So, back into the thing. Knowing that, we don't even know what exactly happened, but knowing that and keeping that in mind, when someone is going through a hard time, torture, kidnapping, anything like that, you tend to latch onto things. It's why Stockholm Syndrome happens, right? You latch onto the people who've kidnapped you, in a sense, to try to find comfort anywhere. And some people find comfort in their memories. So they latch on to that memory, or memories. AKA, Izuku latched onto the memory of Hitoshi, which is why he was able to remember all the cakes, because while tortured, it's the only thing that kept him sane.
Right.
Another thing I actually was talking about with Kingston in general, because this kind of came in the cake thing, for some reason it, like, focuses and unfocuses. It feels like if this was, like, filmed, it would be, like, hyper-focusing and, like, unfocusing. If you ever seen, like, how some films, like, zoom in, like, ridiculously, and then zoom out, like, to look at a picture, almost like everything else disappears. I noticed that, and I honestly thought it was kind of a cool analogy for it.
Mm-hmm.
I go being a cigarette rambling.
Okay.
You're gonna get a wild theory from me later.
I'm not, what, Izuku, I don't ramble. Fuck off. Okay. That's all of chapter 1 notes. Let's go into where is my mouse? Oh, there it is. Oh, no, there you go. Chapter 2. Interluging? What?
Interluging? What? Where are you getting interluging?
Intro what? Intra.
How to pronounce.com. Please, come here.
You're my how to pronounce.com. Read me that word. Oh my god, it's raining!
Intriguing? What the fuck? Intriguing? No, that's
it's
not intriguing.
raining!
Huh?
It's
Sorry.
raining?
Not for me.
It rains where you are.
It's not rains for me. It's raining where Sunny's at. Sunny sent me a picture.
Oh.
Okay.
Sunny.
Either that's intriguing or that's a completely different word.
We're gonna say it's intriguing.
That is-
Kingston, I'm sorry for butchering your notes.
That's intriguing.
Proudofpronounce.com because I have this open.
Intriguing.
It
They
is
attacked the
intriguing.
heroes, absolutely dunked on Bakuho. I have a love-hate relationship with his character. And left. I was right about the declaration of war for a change, so that's cool.
I was right.
I'm not good at this. Hopefully I'll get better. So far, my favorite thing in the end of chapter 2. So far, my favorite thing is the end of chapter 2, because I'm a firm believer that Izuku/Toga's friendship, and that part made me smile. Okay, alright, my chapter 2 notes. With how Izuku is so smart, especially, considering fanfictions, fuck you, Horikoshi, you have fumbled on Izuku. You fumbled real hard.
Yeah.
I feel as though
Yeah.
that should have ended more differently, more badly. What is the goal? And then in quotations, I have Future Echo, please tell us. I'm gonna tell you, and I was right. I knew, chapter 2, I'm like, okay, if this is villain Izuku, what's going on? Izuku could do so much more damage. Izuku could have killed Bakugo. Izuku could have killed a bunch of people. He's super smart. In fanfictions, he's super smart. So either this author is not portraying him as a super smart person, or there's a goal. And I was right, there is a goal. We obviously know this now. There's a goal. The reason why Izuku could have done so much more damage. I think we all agree on that. Izuku inherently is a very analytical character. Izuku could break down a person and fully, and fully actually break down the person and really be able to defeat them, even if he's quirkless. Mastermind for hire. Mastermind, Hitman for hire, whatever. Mastermind by Clouds Behind the Clouds, not coming down.
Yeah.
I think it's just called Mastermind. But I could be very wrong.
Mastermind.
No, it's Mastermind something. But it is fundamentally Izuku's a very smart character. A very smart character. He could become the worst villain there is to all. As I said, Horikoshi fumbled the fucking bag. But I was obviously put off. And obviously we know this. Izuku's goal was to reform Hero Society, not manslaughter. Not manslaughter, but mass slaughter, right? So it was really interesting. I really did like it. So any of you guys have any chapters for any chapters? What? Any notes for chapter 2?
Any notes?
No. This one I actually didn't have many notes for. I did think it was a little bit strange. I don't know how to describe this. The fight felt funky, if that feels sense. I could tell it didn't feel like a fight. It felt more like the calm before the storm, if that makes sense.
I don't think this author's
he wasn't trying his best.
I don't think the author's strong points are writing
Fight scenes.
fight scenes.
Okay,
No offense,
yeah.
I hate fight scenes too. My fight scenes suck.
But I actually enjoy fight scenes, but not with people. Ask me to write a cat fight scene and we're good. Or an animal one. I can do animal fight scenes. I just, for some reason, can't do human one.
I can't do fight scenes, period.
the thing with fight scenes is you gotta know, like, their positions at every fucking moment in the area. It's just easier to draw them out and then describe them from there.
Right.
So that's honestly a tip. Like, if you're having trouble with a fight scene, and you know the set of skills your character has, I say draw it. It doesn't even have to be good. Like, if you're saying that your character could do, like, hop-ups, which is where, like, one person holds their hands on a thing, swings, and then pushes up to grab onto a higher ledge, then do hop-ups. Like, you just draw it out. Those take a while to commit, though. I actually recommend watching parkour videos, too, if you're doing, like, high-speed fights. Sometimes looking at spars, too, will help, mattering what you're using to fight. Like, jousting is another option. Force and fire if you want to know more about weapons. Same with another thing. That's a good way to do weapons and or learn weapons. You can even look up holds, like knife holds, and other tips. You don't have to go that deep into, like, it, but you can. Which is completely up to you. But, in all honesty, drawing out a fight scene, no matter what, will help you out. Even if you draw out just the area and have, like, 2 little pieces that you're moving around the board, just to get an idea,
Stick figures.
do. Huh?
Use stick figures.
Yeah, basically. Stick figures, coins, doesn't matter what you're using. Do a thing that helps you get an idea of where these characters are. Because then you know what's by them. So if you want a character to actually be doing stuff with the area around them, like if you want character A to jump off a wall, is there a wall close enough? Is there a wall he can go across to? Is this like a big open space? What's going on? You know? Is there dirt that get kicked up? Or is there not? Those are all things you gotta consider in a fight. But that's high technical for some people. And honestly, most people aren't gonna dissect a fight completely. I happen to be one that likes to dissect fights because they're kind of fun. So, you'll find me dissecting a fight, but others I know will not. Do you guys have any input on what I say?
Nope.
No? You don't know enough about fights and input?
Oh, no, I just no. Just no. Just no.
You can see, I ramble about, I know a lot about weird things like this. Like, if you're also doing custom, like, things and stuff, I recommend checking what your things are made of. Because you'd be surprised how weak and strong certain stuff is.
Alright. Pika, I'm gonna stop you right there. This is
Don't
not...
worry, I was gonna stop.
This is not certified yapping. What's it called? No. Hold up. Let me get my notes. This is not Certified Yapper Association. This is not Certified Yappers Association. No one has been yet to be inscribed on that. There is nobody yet. The podcast is coming soon, though. Certified Yappers Association is coming soon. In YouTube channels near you.
Perfect. The
Okay.
paper is perfect.
Okay. Chapter 3. Captivating. Are we gonna start with, like, Kingston? Alright, captivating. Izuku out here trying to traumatize his ex-boyfriend. Oh my god, getting him every cake they've ever had together. I want to know why, too. Shinsou, oh my god. Okay, I like having everyone else here. I'm glad he's not handling it alone. That sounds illegal, and best for his health, to be honest. All Might about to murder himself, and ex-student after this one. Okay, so what I want to talk about, I already talked about why I think, they would give them every cake, and I think it's less traumatizing Shinsou and more of Izuku really wants to, hold back to his past, and part of Izuku probably still loves Hitoshi, right? Obviously, as I said, it's selfish. But my notes on Chapter 3 is, although these characters have already grieved for Izuku once, a really hard grief, because they were grieving, not a murder? They were grieving the loss of someone who isn't, they were kidnapped, right? But it's presumed dead. There's still that possibility, that slimmer of hope, and that is what allows people to maybe not be able to move on fully through all 5 stages of grief. They might stay stuck in, what's it called? They might stay stuck in denial. Being able to be like, okay, well, there's a chance that they're not dead. Which, I mean, in this case, it was... They were never getting closure. Not the literal death, but the... and now they're going through grief again, right? Yes, they got Izuku back, but they're grieving again because this is not the Izuku they know and love, right? And Uraraka was... During this chapter, she was like, okay, what if they're holding him hostage? What if they're doing this? What if they're doing that? Denial.
Big denial.
Well, it's more of denial and bargaining.
Denial and bargaining.
Denial and bargaining. She does not want to believe that Izuku is doing these things, but she also doesn't want to, she's holding on. She's trying to find excuses. She doesn't want to lose Izuku again, right?
Oh yeah, the spoon. Right. Anyway.
Okay. Why all those pastries that once they shared, why the pastries? Remember that Izuku doesn't, I forgot about this note. Because I put, why did Izuku give all those pastries that they used to share as teens? Izuku doesn't want to forget. A cry of wanting to be loved like he once was. Coping? Question mark? Okay, so now I remember. In a sense, as I said before, Izuku handing out those pastries, it's like, hey, remember me. This is how I used to be, right? Remember me. And in a sense, it's also like, I want to be loved like I once was loved back then. I'm no longer that person, right? Wow, okay. Any notes on that?
Basically saying, don't forget the old me.
Don't forget the old me. Yeah.
Is this the one that his quirk comes into? I can't remember now.
What do you mean?
The spoon thing. I think it's
this is the spoon thing. The spoon thing. Yes,
yeah.
The spoon thing happens here.
Okay. The spoon rust. This made my mind run wild and come up with a really crazy theory before it ends, which got disproven later, but I may mention that. You guys want to hear it?
Sure.
Yes.
So, I actually told Space Cat this theory. So, I thought that Izuku had decay, but it got altered because of him having One For All still. Because One For All is a stockpiling booster quirk. Is it that far-fetched to believe that the quirk could have evolved into making a thing go through its own stages of decay? Because rust is a stage of decay in metal. You see where I'm going here? you see where this theory came from? It's an idea that the quirk evolved. This got completely thrown out the window later and disproven, but it was a fun theory. Anyway, we can get back on.
Alright, back Corella, yeah. Space Cat, any thoughts? Thoughts and prayers? Question mark?
Basically, all my thoughts were kind of summed up in what you guys said.
It's like, we may have took the points.
It's a lot more complicated.
You want to talk before me next time?
No, I'm fine with... I like hearing other people's ways of putting thoughts.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like, you had the same thoughts, but just not a way of formatting it so precise.
Yeah. I have the same thoughts, just a lot more simpler. And
Yeah. Which, I mean, it makes sense
Simple
on why you would have it symbolized in my sense. I got down to the nitty-gritty psychology of it. So, chapter 4 notes. It got to such an exciting song. Fascinating. Aizawa gets #1 Dad of the Year award. There's that line about a father having to bury his son, and geez, is this gonna make me upset? I'll go on record to say there's been no piece of fanfiction that ever made me cry. Oh, Kingston, am I about to change that? Read before my heart gives out.
Kingston is in the chat.
I know.
I did see Kingston say
I know
Kingston
Kingston was gonna be here, but like not really chatting, but they were gonna be here. So is this gonna make me upset? Guaranteed? Granted, I live in the crack-treated, serious, and no hurt, only comfort side of AO3, but I digress. I wasn't expecting Aizawa would find out so quickly, but I really should have known. I assume All Might is going to find out next chapter too, so there's that. So, yeah, no. No. Izuku warns, chapter 4, I wanted to focus on the part where Izuku warns Hitoshi about the upcoming attack. I put a note there as like, why? Obviously, I now know why. Probably part of Izuku, really did want Hitoshi to know what was happening. Part of Izuku really wanted to inform Hitoshi about everything. And probably part of Izuku didn't want to, deep down, probably didn't want to hurt Hitoshi. And in a way, informing Hitoshi, saying, hey, please stop me.
Yeah, that does make sense.
I need you to stop me. Right? Because, as much as you might think, one might think, I'm doing the right, deep down, sometimes our unconscious knows, and we do things without thinking, right? For example, Izuku telling Hitoshi the plans. Well, Izuku could probably telling them this because I really love Hitoshi, and he could say whatever he wants, but deep down, I like to theorize that the reason why he was saying that to Hitoshi is because it's a big cry of help of, please, save me, stop me.
So kind of him wanting to be the villain, but still wanting to hold on to that being a hero that he was when he was a teenager.
Exactly, yes. Why is that your profile picture?
What is your profile? What the hell? How do you feel about that one, Echo? Oh my god! Ow! Ow! Serious? It's not one of your mouth movements too.
Moving
so it's
on,
a facial state.
As we were saying,
my mouse is not working. Lovely.
As we were saying.
Sorry, give me a second. My mouse is actually being stupid at the moment.
Space Cat, you were saying?
Oh shoot, what was I saying?
Okay.
I don't remember.
We were talking about Izuku wanting to hold on to that hero part of himself.
Yeah.
There is a big version of the picture.
Not wanting his past self to, not wanting that, past self to, die in the eyes of the others, kind of. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna mention this because this is a trend I started to notice by chapter 4. The mention of the time in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It always gets mentioned at the beginning of the thing. Almost like a clockwork there. Pun not intended. Anyway. I think that's kind of interesting that it mentions it. It mentions, a morning each time.
Morning! Morning! Oh my god! I love this author.
You see what I mean? you see what I was getting at there?
Oh my god! Oh my god, and it finally stops doing that in the last chapter.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's genius!
That's why I mentioned it. I was like, hold up, wait a minute.
I think chapter 15 it doesn't do it anymore. No, chapter 15 it mentions it. Oh shit, even in chapter 16 still.
Chapter 17. Index.
Let's see, chapter 17? Chapter 17 is when it finally stops.
Yeah, at the end.
That is genius. Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah, I only noticed it because it kept saying 5 a.m. 5 a.m. kept clocking me on onto this. I every time I see an AM, I was looking at it and staring at it. I don't know why. Another thing
that
too
makes
is
so much more
words.
sense.
It does. Oh my god. When I first thought, my first thought, like when I first saw it, like when I first started reading the chapters, and I saw the waking up and stuff like that, I'm like, she woke up and put her hair in a messy bun, and her mother told her to come down. You're sold to One Direction. But now knowing the full significance of that, I really, really love that. That is actually, I love that. That is genius. Oh my god, I love that. I love that. Sky_King, that is amazing.
Yeah, I only noticed it by pure though. But it's really clever if you do clock onto it.
If you clock
Another
onto
thing
it, it's
too-
clever.
Yeah, another thing I find is interesting is how he wakes up every morning. Like, in chapter 4, he's literally repeating why a lot, and I like how it's, like, going from, like, normal, and then it goes big and italicized, big without the question mark, and then was, ends at was, and almost like it cuts off when the alarm rings. It's like a complete stop to it. And it also talks about what you were mentioning with the body moving on its own. Because he literally just autopilots to turn the thing off and then gets ready. Just like, no more thoughts. He just does a thing. The only other thought he has, really, is he doesn't have time for this. That's kind of like a half thought, half like true statement. And then he just goes. He actually even tries not to think about Zuko in chapter 4. It's literally mentioned in the beginning. That's the interesting thing about these morning things.
It all up.
Huh?
Yeah. Another thing, too, is, like, you'll notice that chapter, like, some of the other chapters have different startups with it. Where is it?
Right.
There is a chapter that, I think chapter 5 is one of the weird ones. 5 doesn't say the time. Another one, though, only has, like, 2 sentences. I'm trying to remember which it is, so I'm, like, jumping between the chapters trying to find it. Where it just says one thing. It's like it's a normal morning. Or
Okay.
it's like he doesn't remember it.
Chapter 5, right?
5 has, a few, like, an interesting thing. Like, it doesn't say the time. It just wakes up abruptly. And another chapter that's kind of interesting
Oh, the one where he has, like, the nightmare?
Mhm.
Not Izuku. Hitoshi wakes up with a choked off scream.
Yeah, chapter 7 has him forgetting something also. Chapter 8 has a lot more dialogue in a bigger front part. And then chapter 9 has a really short one.
Could it
Like,
be that, like... Well, this is honestly just a random thought for it. Probably doesn't hold much merit. But could it be with, like, at least some of the, wake up paragraphs or whatever they are for the things are, like, him going through the different stages, trying to, of grief, trying to, like...
Oh, maybe. I'll have to definitely look.
Rationalize.
I would definitely have to look back and really pay attention to that, because I said this is something that I didn't clock. Thank you, Pika, for getting in. This is why I want different people with different perspectives and stuff like that in this, because I didn't clock that.
This is why you have an ADHD. This is why you have an ADHD person that gets really attached to numbers.
Okay, all right. Any more notes?
At the same time, what I just said could hold absolutely no merit.
It doesn't matter. Sometimes authors accidentally do stuff. Like, for example, there's multiple times where I mentioned something and Kingston's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that, but damn.
That's funny. Another thing I want to mention about this, it almost feels like the days are blurring together for him. Like, some of these feel like a day is blurring together in the morning.
Which makes sense, considering he's very much going into autopilot too much. Which we go into the sense of, why are the chapters split up and paced, like the paragraphs paced in such a weird, sporadic way? It is to portray that disassociation. Spaced out.
Also, chapter 15 is a perfect example of it.
Chapter 15 is, I have it on my notes as well. Chapter 15 is a perfect example in it, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're in chapter 5 now.
Yes.
Chapter 5, Kingston. Oh, why do I see suicide attempt in the trigger warning? Never mind, he's okay. Engrossed. I cannot get over UA having assigned motorcycles for their heroes. Like, that's sick AF. This was a short chapter, so I don't know much what to say. Chocolate is good, walking into traffic is not. Huh. I wonder why it's code Haru. Could they not pick something cooler?
Isn't
Code
Haru a
soup
buddy?
aside? I'm sorry. I've been reading this for over an hour, forcing myself not to get distracted or bored. So now I need to make silly jokes. Yes.
Can I just say, Haru reminds me of the rabbit. If you know the rabbit thing. Even though it means spring. Supposedly. I don't know, I just Googled. So I don't know if it's true or not. Also, it's a cherry blossom thing. It's a symbol for the cherry blossoms. Which kind of makes sense in falling.
Why do I not remember this scene?
I'll be honest, I skipped this one because it gave a free skip on this one. Because I had ADHD moment. ADHD moment went crazy. Listen, I was reading this and doing 6 other things.
Okay. That is for chapter 5, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I just need to make
Okay, well, I put here survivor's guilt isn't always just when someone dies. In this case, Hitoshi's having those nightmares, feeling responsible for, a part of what happened to Izuku. So a lot of people think that survivor's guilt is, black and white. It is just your friend or family member or loved one died, but you didn't and you feel responsible for it. And you feel like you should have died in their place. Sometimes it's not so black and white. Survivor's guilt can also just be as simple as something happened to your friend and you feel responsible for it, so you feel as though you should be punished for it. Survivor's guilt, right? Obviously in this case, Hitoshi feels as though they failed Izuku, right? And in a way, he does not feel okay with it. He feels horrid. He feels as though it is his fault Izuku got kidnapped. His fault Izuku became the way he is. His fault for not saving Izuku. And in a way, he's self-punishing himself, you know, for this. And obviously in this chapter, I do not know where the fuck I was because I do not remember the suicide scene, but I was somewhere. I think I disassociated for us.
I lost this scene completely because I was worried that I would finish it before time.
I will say you guys cannot always just cut it off in the last time, considering I think the next fic is like a whole book's worth.
Yeah,
I know.
I
know
not
the next
mean
one
to do
will-
that.
Don't worry, I did it too. I finished it yesterday. Last night, actually.
This one
We
I wasn't
finished
too
it
worried
the
about because
hour
it was
before
30k
this.
words.
Huh?
Me and Pika finished it like the hour before this.
Yeah,
finished.
you guys are
I
worse.
finished it 15 minutes before.
I finished it last night in a call with my wonderful, wonderful partner. I sobbed my ass off. I sobbed
Listen, though,
my
I have
ass
an
off.
excuse. I only got power yesterday, and ADHD hit me hard because I literally called somebody at like 3 in the morning because I was unable to sleep. I had ADHD running wild.
Pika, you're excused considering what happened. Do not worry. I did not even expect you to be here. I am so shocked you are. Okay. Does anybody have any notes for chapter 5?
Mm-mm.
Space
Other
Cat?
than Haro being blossoms and falling.
Not really.
Alright, chapter 6. Grippling. R.I.P. Bakubro. He cleans, has himself 3 beers, then cries. Man is having a rough go at it. I'm glad he pieced it together. He's always been pretty smart, to be honest. And I'm glad he wasn't dumbed down to blow shit up and yells. Here. He does actually care about his friends, and he's the one who figured it out. Like, I like that. R.I.P. All Might, too. He's not having a good time either. Honestly, no one is. Except maybe, well, the LOV. Welp, I'm taking a reading break now. Okay.
I took that on chapter 7.
So I do not have many notes for chapter 6, 7, and 8. All I have for those 3 is, why is Izuku doing what he's doing? Why is Izuku writing and continuing to talk to Hitoshi? Is it out of love? Clearly we know it's out of love, so. Okay. Any notes you guys want to give?
Yeah. Other than the fact that they go on and mention, military time halfway through this, and then they start going into more, I don't know how, but it feels like it's almost becoming analytical there for a second, and then clocking back to normal. Kind of like that zoomy thing again. Because it's it's 5 p.m.
Focuses
or,
in on...
Yeah, it focuses in very specifically. Here, I'm just gonna quote this. It's 5 p.m. 5:03, or 17:03 to be exact. That's focusing highly in on that detail. Which
Right.
seems interesting to focus on it. Especially because it's in the morning. Considering how much she's waking up in the morning around that time, it means he just woke up. Basically. Or he didn't sleep. It's one of the two.
Alright.
With the
yeah,
character that it's focusing on, I'm assuming he didn't sleep.
Yes. Also, cakes again. I'm not gonna say any more. Cakes. Other than cakes.
Oh my fucking god, AZ.
And cry about it. Cry about it. Cry about the ads.
Cry about the
They
ads.
give
Give
it
me
a-
money.
The money.
I'm
Anyway,
broke here.
We can continue to chapter 7 unless you guys have something.
Oh, the chips are good. I don't think you understand. We'll take a little break. The chips are
We're
good
taking a
as
break?
fuck. We're taking a little break.
Those chips do look good. What are these chips?
We're gonna hear from our sponsors.
There's a
Our first sponsor is Our first sponsor is Raid Shadowland. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay, what's the sponsor?
All right. The first sponsor is the ship Shindeku. I'll just like to say, all right. Listen. We've been seeing a lot of Hero Bakugo and Teacher Izuku. Hear me out. Hero Shinsou, Teacher Izuku. Hang on. You picking up what I'm putting down? No, I don't want to know about the fucking pads and meds for bladder infection. Oh yeah, definitely get them. They're Frito. Flaming hot. It's not sponsored. But I'm just saying. Okay, moving on. Going back into topic. Did you finish with the notes for chapter 6? Space Cat, did you say anything? Did you say what you wanted to say? Are we all good?
Yeah, we're good.
Alright. Chapter 7 notes. Spellbinding. Finally giving more intel on Izuku's kidnapping, so that's neat. And useful. I'm wondering if there's some truth to what Todoroki said there at the end. That the reason it took so long for Izuku to come back as a villain was because he waited those 6 years for someone to save him. But eventually realized, with the heroes, as corrupt as they are, no one was searching for any longer. F's in the chat for Izuku. I also retaliate in such a way for my hero friends. The people who could literally be saving me just went on and became pro-heroes with more jurisdiction, then continued their lives and didn't keep looking on me. Like, even All Might gave up on him. I want to talk about that, because that's something I didn't have any notes for chapter 7, but I now have notes. We know that the reason why Izuku took so long between those years of being kidnapped and becoming a hero is because he was saved by Stain, right? Probably the situation, probably the reason, obviously, some of those 6 years he was with Stain, And then the years that he wasn't with Stain, he was probably getting conditioned by All For One. And once he was finally done conditioning, and Izuku finally lost hope that somebody would save him, he would go out. Which again, I'm telling you, this has the writings for Izuku to actually become really hateful and spiteful, but in spite of that, Izuku isn't hateful and spiteful. So I really, really like this. It was really interesting. And I'm sorry, my hero friends didn't come to save me. My pro hero, they just became pro heroes and then continued their lives like even All Might. Damn, I would be salty. I don't know about you. Any notes?
Honestly, not really with this one. This was a chapter that I didn't have any notes for, really. Other than the fact... Where is it? Other than the fact that, the Mount Lady interview... Is this the one with the Mount Lady interview? Yeah, it is. The Mount Lady interview in here was very interesting to me.
Actually,
And
the Mount Lady interview is chapter 9.
Am I on the wrong chapter?
I think.
No.
My
No,
bad.
it's chapter 7.
Oh, but this, I think what you're about to say is something that I mentioned in chapter 9. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, but it's very interesting because, like, the reporter smirks like they get caught a prey. And the whole corrupt hero thing, like, the reporter's snapping at Mount Lady, like, getting a hint there. And Mount Lady actually spins this on them and actually uses it as an ad promotion. Which gets Hitoshi to shut it off and start thinking. Which adds it to the tag of corruption and... Where the fuck is it? I'm looking for the tag. Where is it? There's a tag in here that I'm looking for. Second chances. What is it? What makes a hero? There we go. And what makes a villain? Those two tags.
I love those
Do
two
you
tags. I
still
always love
fight
that.
For what? Right? For justice? For equality? Why do they fight? That is a thing that Hitoshi is saying after seeing this interview. Of just, obviously, Mount Lady being a little shit. I'm just gonna say, Mount Lady's being a little shit in this one. Even though not, like, a complete little shit. Mount Lady does come up a few times, though. And I can't help but notice how they use Mount Lady. Which does make sense. Because Mount Lady, in the show, is known for, like, doing this, too. I mean... She basically, first time you see her, steals a, villain and uses it as her debut. When they was completely handled.
Literally.
Also, Sham, hi.
Okay, Space
Like,
Cat,
that's
any notes?
literally what Mount Lady does.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Notes or you need something to bounce off of?
Need something to bounce off of.
Okay,
Okay. You wanna go, Echo?
I have nothing.
Okay, then. The idea of
Then
the
let's
plot...
move on.
Do you want to just move on, or do you want me to give you some random
We
things?
can move on.
Sure. Yeah, I'm good with moving on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chapter 8. Give me a second.
Oh, yeah. Chapter 8 has this remark about the math.
Okay. Chapter 8. Entrancing. I just realized how old this fic was. Oh my god, they mentioned the Dabi is a Todoroki theory. Like, oh, it was still a theory at the time this was written. Question mark?
Yeah.
Okay, Izuku trying to convince Dabi to have a conscience is wild. Motherfucker blocked Shinsou this morning because he gave the wrong answer. Also, I wonder if Shinsou is going to be put on that hit list if he gives too many wrong answers. Like, he didn't say these people needed to be saved. But that's what a hero should do regardless of anything else. So that's a strike against him. Making him seem more corrupt, but not trying to save them. If he hits 3 strikes, is he going to be opt out? Obviously that's not going to happen, but still, that was an interesting thought. Like, is there a limit to how much, I think Izuku probably, Hitoshi could be a straight up corrupt villain. I mean, hero, and Izuku is still given the benefit of the doubt. Because technically speaking, he was being a corrupt hero by continuing to speak with Izuku without trying to ambush Izuku in any shape, way, or form.
Technically,
Right, but that is also him. Oh shoot, what's the word? That is all. It also seems like he's trying to he's holding on to the memory of Izuku as a hero again.
Yeah, he is.
What?
He is. They're both gay. Moving on.
Yeah.
Space Cat, any notes?
That is a
I just gave my 2 cents.
You gave your 2 cents, alright. I was about to say Echo notes. Pika notes.
Other than the whole gay thing that summarizes it pretty damn well, and the math thing, can I just say I like the idea of math in this. Okay? The fact that every time it's one more, and it just seems like a countdown, but instead it's racking up bodies, each time incrementing increasing. It's basically an exponential increase until it explodes over. Which is very interesting. It's like it all comes to a climax and then ends. You get what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It feels like a countdown whenever the math is mentioned.
I mean, it was a countdown.
Yes. Literally, in Chapter 8, it's like 6 victims today. Because there was 6 dead. And they're only targeting, Brain. Please work. They're only targeting pro heroes.
Certain heroes and political people.
Politicals, yeah.
Is that all you wanted to say?
Basically, yes.
Okay, Chapter 9. I finally get notes on this one. Entertaining. Deku can't leave poor Shinsou be. Oh my god, he's out here crying his little heart out while his friend and Izuku just hacks the television. Like, bro, give him time to grieve. You're the one who didn't want to talk to him any longer. I wonder if there'll ever be a point of view, Deku point of view chapter. I want to see the LOV's side of things and all the LOV interactions. Smiley face. Well, Kingston, you do get that. My notes on here is a retired hero due to illness and having the public start calling him corrupt. I want to talk about the mob mentality, aka cancel culture. Mob mentality. It's literally that's what's happening. Mob mentality, counter culture. They're turning on everybody.
It happens multiple times.
It happens multiple times. It happens multiple times. They're turning on everybody, whether you're good or bad. Whether you're, it's mob mentality. Mob mentality is a very interesting mentality where one person throws a rock and now everybody feels it is safe for them to throw a rock. Mob mentality has to do with the bystander effect as well. If you see somebody throwing a rock and everybody else is throwing a rock, you feel the need to have to throw a rock yourself, because if you do not, then you are the odd one out. And psychologically speaking, as humans, we don't want to be the odd one out. We don't want to be left out. Therefore, we go through, if that is a social norm, if we have to throw a rock at someone, we will throw a rock at someone. You'd be surprised what you will be capable of doing with mob mentality and bystander effect in place. How you can throw away your morality for comfortability.
Okay, this a little bit off tirade, but it does kind of work with the topic. This kind of happened to me once before, where I got to see this effect in full action, and only 3 people didn't react to it. Me being one of them, because I was paying too much attention to my food. So I was eating, and I start seeing people stand up, and then they start cheering. I ignore them because it's fucking lunch shenanigans. I ignore lunch shenanigans. I just want to eat my food. So, after a while, I notice everyone has standed up. Except me and 2 other kids. We look at each other and then we look at these and see teachers running over. That's a story for another time, but you get the idea. This happened, though, because the other pavilion was cheering and jumping up. So they urged on this pavilion, which urged everyone except the 3 kids that had no clue what the fuck was going on to stand up. it was kind of funny.
This sounds like mass. Sorry. Continue.
No, continue. You continue. I literally had nothing else to say after that.
All I was gonna say is that sounds like mass peer pressure type shit.
Yeah,
It
basically
basically
mob
was.
mentality. Mob mentality and peer pressure, not peer pressure, mob mentality and bystander effect is very much just social pressure. Peer pressure.
Yeah.
And what
honestly
peer
was
pressure
just
can
confused.
cause.
I was just confused the entire time, so I didn't get in trouble.
Alright, chapter 10. Absorbing? Poor Shinsou not getting his groceries or his boyfriend back. Why are there poorly timed suicides here? Smooth. Short chapter, so not much to say. I hope they can be friends again. Chapter 10. Izuku's words, I'm gonna quote. That boy died, Hitoshi-kun. He died realizing that that was just a fake ideal from a delusional boy. Things can't be like that. The world is too cruel. The corruption runs too deep. But I want to talk about this. Izuku's saying that a delusional boy, right? That the world is cruel, stuff like that, corruption runs too deep, shit like that, right? He said Hitoshi-kun. Izuku still renders Hitoshi as someone close enough to refer to them as their first name, right? And obviously in it says that Izuku had care in his voice, but you. So the corruption runs deep, but you. In the sense of he didn't get to finish that because he kind of cut himself off, but in the sense of you are the exception. I trust you, right? And obviously we get this confirmation because at the end Izuku says, just so you know, I'm very proud of you. In the sense of hey, out of everybody, I'm still proud of you. I still believe in you. You're not corrupt. And I know that, which is why I'm telling you that, which is, I feel like part of him, as I said before, delusional little boy inside of him, still wants to be saved. Still wants to be that hero.
Yeah.
Any notes on that?
Yeah.
Still wants to be that boy that all of his friends grew up with.
Exactly. Still wants to hold on to that past.
Also, the mention of Shigaraki Tomura. That was interesting to me. And that also spurred my theory on a little longer. With that whole, decay was taken and given to Izuku. Because of the red eyes, also. Because we know that decay causes albinism. That's basically what it is. Because he gains the red eyes, and then his hair becomes white. He's basically becoming an albino. In the short and long of it. I'm not killing anyone, champ. Anyways. But that was interesting to me because it made me think of albinism, and if Zuko's getting it, that would have spurred the theory. The red eyes, though, kind of helped with that. Anyways, that's enough of my little tirade there.
Alright. Next one, chapter 11. I see LOV point of view. I'm here. I'm living for their Izuku and Toga's friendship. I am not. Toga being yeah, you're happy. I can hear it in your blood. You having fun seeing your boyfriend. It's blah, blah, blah. They're besties, Your Honor. Unlike the other notes, I'm writing this as I go because this is what needs the play-by-play. If you couldn't tell, I'm very fond of the LOV. Oh, I could tell. Toga trying to resolve Deku and Dabi's conflict is the most wholesome thing. Very good chapter. 10 out of 10. My favorite chapter so far. Not only was the LOV interactions, but there was plot development as we know about the Nomu and how All For One wants to release them, while Izuku still wants to spare lives. He just wants the corruption to end, not innocent people to die. Shinsou keeping him grounded was too adorable, too. Okay, I want to talk about that. Because I have a lot of notes for this goddamn motherfucking chapter!
A good thing I don't have many.
Everybody breathe in. And breathe out. I do not like how touchy Toga was in this motherfucking chapter. I'm sorry. I did not like it. I did not like it one bit. The point where I was drawing the line where I was no, that crosses the line was Toga nestling her face into his neck. I was yeah, no.
Yeah, no, because
Yeah, okay. This
It almost
mentioned
made
in
it
the
sound
note.
like they were like,
Dating together.
yeah.
note-
Had a thing.
The notes mentioned something about this whole thing, and I agree with the notes on this
What does the
one.
note say? Wait. What does the note
Did
say?
you read the notes?
No.
I read notes all the time.
Sometimes I don't read the author notes. Sometimes I skip them. Sometimes.
This one says, because Toga loves Deku, Dabi actually hangs out with him. Deku sometimes likes Twice, but he hates his predatory behavior, even though literally nobody else cares in there. And Spinner idolizes him.
Okay, so Toga literally loves him. Again, I still do not like how touchy she was. I will forever die in this goddamn. Echo, you need to calm down. That's some Omegaverse shit. Give me a second. Someone's knocking on my door. Someone's knocking on my door.
We'll entertain them.
Oh, Echo bro, come in. Come in. Yes?
I came here to
I'm
ask.
live, by the way.
Oh, hello everyone in the chat. I wanted to ask.
Do we need to entertain them?
I'm not touching you! I'm not touching you! It's free air!
Insert lick
Please
sound
don't
effect.
lick me. Please don't.
Insert licked sound effect.
Okay, you were saying?
But I came here to ask if I could have the tablet you used to draw thingy.
Oh, no.
Aw.
I was gonna use it right now after this stream, or during this stream, to work on the next thumbnail. Now get the fuck out of my room. Leave Storm alone and get out of my room. Okay, but as I was saying, make sure to close the door when you're done. As I was saying, my notes is, I do not like how touchy Toga is. It made me uncomfortable. The hugging, the neck nuzzling, specifically. That...
Yeah. That's why I thought this note about the whole interaction of just like it explains what they think about
Get out!
Zuko.
Getting stormed.
And it makes sense. Like it makes sense. You could even see kind of like Izuku in the thing being I don't know how to explain it. It just feels like Izuku's uncomfortable slightly. Or this could just
No,
be my
turn
own
it on!
comfort.
Close my door.
Again,
In your
Megaverse.
camera.
Family
Because that was,
abuse.
what's it called? It's 30 seconds back. Close the door. Okay, but as I was saying...
I will post one of those later.
As I was saying, I already did the notes on the memories of pain being beaten into him years on end, making him full motion, whatever. The fact that Izuku doesn't want the Nomu out means he still has morals and stuff. Prepare your heroes, it reads. Protect the civilians. Nomus will be released tomorrow. The chilling words belonging none other than Izuku. Izuku, this I think is the only time that Izuku legitimately texted, fully knowing, hey, I want you to actually do something. I don't want this to happen. This was actually a call of help. A conscious call of help. There you go. Right. Right. The way All For One also seems to control Izuku, as I said, it doesn't seem like Izuku's fully wanting to be a villain. He's being pushed into this, right? Part of him, obviously, whatever. And obviously, a flash of purple hair, purple eyes, enter in his mind. No, he can't attack. He can't die yet. Clearly, Izuku's being, led by the thoughts of Hitoshi, right? The memory of the person. As I said before, when someone is going through a really tough time, they tend to hold on to memories of someone to comfort, and that happens to be Hitoshi in this scenario. Do you guys have any extra things you want to add?
Sham, you're not joining this. Bad. Sorry, I'm like.
Chica, I need to join this real quick. I need to save one support. No.
No.
I did not realize I was muted.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, okay, what I'm going to say is how Shigaraki and Izuku interact.
Oh, they hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like not Shigaraki. What the
Izuku?
Voicing. Yeah, Izuku seems to have like taken his place in the League of Villains.
Yeah, basically.
Also, Owl, do I have to time you out for a minute?
And
Behave.
And the line where Shigaraki says something kind of like this, where I'll take back what's mine. Honestly, it confused me because at that point I still had thought that like All For One had like given Izuku Shigaraki's quirk or something like that. And
Did
it,
not
like,
help with my
confused
whole
the heck out of me.
theorizing spur I had.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Yeah, that happened. We
Yeah.
led each other on to a red herring. Hands.
Okay,
Anyway.
is that the end of your
Yeah,
guys' notes?
That's all I had to say with that
Yeah.
one.
So clearly everybody hated Toga and Izuku's interactions except Kingston. Kingston, I'm sorry. We do not agree with you.
Kingston, no. You're the odd one out.
Confused the heck out of me because like
It
the
also
whole
mentioned the
Toga
bird.
and Izuku, how they interacted, it just confused the heck out of me because
I was
like
when I thought I'm like,
there
shit,
was
are
no
they dating?
way.
Are they dating?
Yeah.
I checked the ships. I'm like, hold up.
I was confused because, like, it felt odd, just from a general standpoint, too. Like, it didn't feel organic
felt-
in the sense of both people. Like, neither of them
It
felt
felt
organic.
forced.
It felt forced, and it felt like, I don't know how to explain it. I've never had this happen, but it honestly felt like, I think there's a line that, like, makes it seem like Izuku's just not happy with this situation. Like, he would prefer not to have this situation. I think it's also after Toga mentioned, the fight with Dabby. That it just sounds like he's like, okay, well, I'm done with this situation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
It
he
just-
seems just shut down, sort of.
I don't
It
even know
seems
how
like
to
he's putting
describe
up a front.
it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically what it is.
Okay, chapter 12. Writing these as I go, Deku is inviting Shinsou to meet the man who saved him? Question mark, question mark? Oh no, they're meeting at a graveyard. R.I.P. Izuku's savior slash friend. This has gotten much more interesting than it was during the first chapter. I'm glad I stuck through it. I wonder how many great fics I've missed, cause my attention span is -4. When this sad chapter started, Tomcat Disposable, Will Wood's song, came on. Sad song for people who aren't obsessed with this man's music, cause yes, this song's about a rat. The song about the rat makes me cry. Aw, their graveyard conversation is killing me. Izuku was put in jail? Oh my god! This makes so much more sense. I'm
Yeah,
here for him. Just trying to defend his mentor slash shaper slash friend. They deserve better. I bet it was Thane or something. Evidence. He had a type, however. He would never have attacked All Might or Hawks. He would never attacked you. Plus, Thane hasn't been mentioned yet, so I don't know if he just forgot about or something. Lol. Okay, my notes now. For chapter 12. Hitoshi trusted Izuku and went.
Yeah.
Cause, like, that was strange.
It says it's
for
green
you.
on my
I've
end
been
over
hearing
here,
you
so.
go, oh, it stopped loading. Oh, it's good. Oh, why the heck are you standing on a chair? We just got bounced to you standing on the chair. That's an unfortunate cut.
That was really an unfortunate cut. All I see is,
Everyone's like,
what
"What the
happened?
fuck?"
Lag,
It's
lag.
just
Oh,
Alex
lag. What the
confused.
fuck? Huh? What the fuck? I don't know what's happening.
Oh,
Okay.
lag again. Oh, okay, it's back.
Okay, alright.
Watch back like 20 seconds if you're confused. Oh, still lagging.
We love this.
Watch 20. I don't know why it's doing this. That's so strange,
Comic
though.
relief.
That's funny. Anyway, okay. I think
If this
it's fixed
continues to
itself.
happen,
Okay,
I might
continue with
switch
your
it
notes
from...
or fix-
I'll continue with my notes. I hopefully this doesn't happen often, because if so, I might...
Oh, nope. Okay, we got more of it. The thing is, it's only happening now. Try switching it from outside of your camera first.
What do you mean?
Like, actually having it not be on the camera part. Like, having it just be, without the camera and only audio for a second. See if that fixes it a little bit. Because it could
I don't
just
think
be
that's gonna-
processing.
It's
Or it
probably
could be
not
because
that.
we're audio.
It's the Wi-Fi is
It's
probably going down.
lagging again.
It's probably going down.
Yeah, shitty Wi-Fi is a problem.
It is.
Yeah, I actually have crappy Wi-Fi right now, too. So that's fun. We all have crappy Wi-Fi for once.
Okay, it doesn't seem to be
surprised
loading
that
anymore on my end.
Wi-Fi's been having
Well,
weird-
Okay, it doesn't seem to be loading on my end. I'll just continue
Okay,
on.
yeah, it's not loading anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
I left off with obviously I feel bad for Izuku. Clearly the system wronged him and he got trapped and all of this happened, right? I also want to talk about this quote.
Right.
I miss you. Me too. I miss you too. Interesting wording. Not just I miss you too. It's me too, comma, I missed you too. Now, it could be me reading into things, but fuck that shit. I like to read into things. But I like to think of it as, obviously Hitoshi saying, like, I miss you, Izuku. And Izuku responding with,
Oh, you're cutting again.
I hate this so much.
You're cutting
going to
again.
the 15th dimension.
Am I back from the 15th
Why is
dimension?
it only having
Not
issues
bad.
now? Yes, you're back from the 15th dimension.
Okay. And I like to think of it as, Izuku, instead of saying, like, I miss, me too, as in, like, I also missed you, it's more of, I also miss myself. I miss who I used to be. And I
Can I
miss you.
Can I just say,
Yes?
let me just say, I thought the grave was his grave.
What?
Like, I know it's not his
that'd be
grave,
cruel.
but I didn't clock
You
on
thought
to
it
who's
as
the grave.
like a memory. You thought it as more of a metaphor for the kid that Izuku used to be, is what I'm catching on.
Not just
Ah.
somebody else's grave, but it's also his grave too. If you think about it. In a sense. It's both their graves, but one of them's literal, the other's metaphorical. It's a grave of a grave.
Right.
It's some grave design here. Anyways. But yeah, I thought it was his grave in the sense of that version's dead. I must mourn that version also. You get what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what I thought. Okay? My brain went to that, and I also never clocked onto the name of the person who's in the grave. I couldn't find it after reading this 6 times, and I feel like an idiot for missing it. Oh, wait, never mind. I found it. Izuku Shinsou. I found it in the notes.
Alright,
And also,
okay.
this question in the notes is kind of interesting. Are
What's the
there any
question?
heroes not drenched in blood? That's
No.
a question the author brings up.
Very interesting.
And I would say no, too.
Okay, Space Gate, you want to
Because-
add on? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Not really.
Do you have
Again,
anything on the question?
Not that I can think of at the moment. Yeah, I agree with Pika's whole, the metaphor thing. Yeah.
The best part is that metaphor is probably not intended. Let's be real honest.
Yeah. But it sure
Fine.
as heck is actually implied if it wasn't.
Yeah, I do want to bring up the question again. Are there any heroes not drenched in blood? I honestly would say no, because they can be drenched in their own blood, too. Blood as their work, their drive, as their, like, desires, you know? Blood can be a lot of things.
But-
Because, like, you could have the blood
but
of a
at the
brother.
same time, for that question, it could be like, what I know that by heroes, they mean, like, the heroes in, like, the fighting villains and all of that. But that question also could have different meanings depending on, like, what you consider to be a hero.
Yeah, that also brings up the
If that makes
question
any
of who is considered a hero? What makes somebody
Yeah.
qualified to be a hero, to be exact? Is it a drive to help? Is it something
Is
else?
it an occupation?
You know?
Alright, I see
Yeah.
we reached a quiet moment of, yeah. And I feel
Sorry,
like it's gonna
I
continue
had-
on.
I just had a notification added at me.
It's okay. So we're gonna move
This
on to
is how I
chapter
was reading.
13. Wow, only 8 days have passed. Poor characters going through all of this in 8 days? Society crumbling in a few days' time doesn't exactly sound good. Just saying. Hawks actually just showed up to cause trouble in the most taunting way possible, huh? He's like, and I was wondering, did Deku have a romantic partner? Anyways, you're the traitor, maybe? So, Echo, not to be confused with Echo, just picked up the phone and told Deku, hey, I'm like 50% ratting you out, don't hate me. Like, he's looking for the letter that doesn't exist and picks up his phone, so it's safe to assume he's talking to Izuku. Or trying to. Shinsou asks Hawks if he really wants to shout, so Discord at this point is so real. Like, bro, you're on the cups of war. Do you really want to start infighting? I think this chapter was supposed to be sad, but I have a black box warrior blaring in my ears, so all I can do is vibe right now. I wonder if the ending of this has something to do with the looming major character death tag. Okay, Izuku dies. That's my guess.
Oh my god. Later on, you're gonna hear my confusion. Like, I was reading one of the chapters and I was so confused, and you're gonna hear it later. Also, I'm about to be in DMs with somebody because I know what they're about to pull here. Because they're being
Moving
a little
on.
shit.
Moving on. Izuku dies, that's my guess. I'm talking more about music than than the fic at this point, but I swear Spotify is watching me because I typed Izuku dies. Momentum more started playing! Dude, I love your notes, Kingston. Oh my god, become a comedian. Okay,
That's
okay.
great.
My notes. Hitoshi just realizing that what he's been doing, talking to Izuku, is illegal or could be seen as corrupt or traitorous. That is hilarious. Also, why was he so willing, so stupidly willing, to meet up with the villain? Believing in his words as if he had any meaning. Was it... Oh, sorry, this is literally quoting, my bad. Also, why was he so willing to stupidly meet up with a villain? Believing in his words as if they had any meaning. Was it love? Was it love? Why was he lying to Hawks? Was it loyalty? I don't know how to say that word. Was Izuku taking advantage of this?
Send me a note.
Atonement. My bad. Atonement. This is a note that I wanted to talk about. Specifically that, obviously, Hitoshi's going through turmoil. He doesn't know what to believe, right? His heart is telling him to trust Izuku, but his mind is obviously telling him not. All his hero training is telling him not. But his mind wants to trust. And I feel like part of his soul also wants to trust him, right? And obviously, I really love the way that this author writes his turmoil. Hitoshi clocking the fact that it is not like Izuku. The Nomu thing. Like being like, hey, it's not like Izuku. And Hawk saying, take a deep breath, Echo. I'm not going to hurt you. With, in Hitoshi's mind, replying, but you'll hurt him. In a way saying, like, okay, yeah, you're not gonna hurt me, but in hurting him, you're gonna hurt me. You're gonna indirectly hurt me. I'm just gonna say that's gay as fuck. You can, Pika, but Space Cat has been trying to say something.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Go Space Cat then?
It's fine. You can go first, Pika.
No, this is gonna lead into a tirade, probably. Go on.
Okay. I was just gonna say again, it's again back to the point. He is trying his best to hold on to the past Izuku. It's almost like he's seeing the Izuku who is like texting him through the phone, not as present as Izuku, but as the one he fell in love with.
Exactly. He's holding on to the past.
It actually
Yeah.
comes up again later, also. But I think what's interesting is the use of his hero name here. He doesn't refuse. Hawks doesn't talk to him in like Shinsou or Hitoshi. He says Echo, his hero name. He's basically saying act professional. You know?
I think it's more of a dehumanizing. You're not
Could be too.
Hitoshi, you're not Shinsou, you're Echo. You're a hero. I'm talking to a hero. I'm not talking to you personally. I do not care about your personal life. Indirectly is how I like to, take it up as.
Kind of same concept there with the dehumanization and hero thing. Because it's like a business mind in that case. Business or dehumanization mind.
Which,
Either or.
knowing Hawks' past.
Yes.
Just saying.
That is kind of an interesting parallel to the Hawks past thing. Since Hawks became Hawks and nothing else. Like, how many people actually know Hawks' real name? Like, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have the whole thing with calling him Echo and just Echo. Another thing about the name Echo, too, it's kind of interesting with the memory. Because memories are an echo of the past, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I think the name is also symbolic of his, listening out for that echo and wanting it. It's like trying to find an echo in a big room. Like you, or somebody in a big room that is an echo. It's very hard because the echo reverberates. It changes. It edits. And that's all I had to say about that.
All right. Any more notes on that, or is that the last one?
No, I think that's the last one before we
All
go into
right.
the tirade.
Chapter 14 notes. Ah, Shinsou and Todoroki bonding over people important to them becoming villains and killing people. Poor Shoto. Man is suffering right now. Can't wait for this family reunion. Something terrible is gonna come from Hitoshi trying to trust Deku, isn't it? Like, I'm getting the vibe that this trust is gonna be taken advantage of. Or playing painfully misplaced or something. Oh yeah, I was right about the stain thing. It's good foreshadowing when I could literally guess it at all. Like, well done, author / Jen. One for all is just an impatient bitch. Let the gays work it out, dude. Come on. Shoto's family trouble. Shinsou's boyfriend isn't really dead and comes back as a villain troubles. Hawks has preparation troubles, etc. Let them have their time. All for one. Nomus can wait, and so can you. I agree. Fucking wait your turn, bitch. Wait your turn. Let the gays be gay.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any notes? I don't have any notes on this chapter.
Yeah.
Go on, Space.
Space?
No,
Another thing.
I don't
okay.
have any notes either.
Okay.
I have some notes. I got the MO, Fitz's MO, him mentioning MO again. Am I on the wrong chapter? We're on chapter 14, right?
Yeah. No, 15.
Okay, yeah.
No, yeah,
Wait,
14.
shit,
Never mind.
I'm on the
14.
Okay, I was right. Another thing is interesting is the whole talk with the Endeavor thing. How they pin the blame completely on Endeavor, which is kind of interesting that they actually bring up that whole conflict. And it's obvious that Hitoshi's learning about this for the first time, too. And another thing that I find interesting is, where is it? Where the hell is it? Bounce back course day, whisper, half angry and tired. I could say the same to you with that one. Also, author notes. I'm loving these author notes. And this actually gives more context if you didn't figure this out. Stain was Izuku Shizuku, aka the one in the grave.
Uh-huh.
Which is interesting for a few reasons. to me. Stain dying, and then the whole one for all and all for one scene becomes a little bit more dynamic if you think about it. Because Stain dying was a catalyst. That catalyst pushed the rest of the catalyst to basically explode. You got some radiation here of just lasting damage and effects that are drooling into the other topics. They're all pretty linked together. Like, if I was to draw a Venn diagram, I could link up every single event with each other. Even the cake. Anyway. That's all I have to say.
Yes.
Space Cat?
The cake.
We are becoming obsessed with cake.
Guys, stop. Space Cat?
Yeah.
Any notes?
Nope.
All right. Chapter 15. Prepare your tissue, says the author notes. It's kind of giving, why do I hear boss music?
And yes. Also, can we just talk about the wake up before we continue?
Give me a second. Let me finish their notes. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me finish their notes and then we could go on to your notes. And the wake up and stuff like that. Izuku's here now. He's going to die in like 30k words or something. No way it's Hitoshi's gonna, cause he's our main character, and the fic goes on after this. Can't see like Aizawa or Bakugo or Uraraka dying here either. Maybe Shoto, but that's pushing it. It's major character death. So I think every LOV character, save for All For One and Dabi, are safe. Debatably Shigaraki is on the chopping board, but I'm hard processed to think so. So yeah, R.I.P. Izuku. Good job changing the world. Your death will make the fight stop. Or, at least, make Hitoshi change the world for you. Petition to let My Hero Academia's characters cousin canon. Bakugo doesn't count. Let Deku say fuck. Okay, this is a quote. Nomu is propelled backwards and doesn't stop even after performing petroforming 3 buildings. Same thing happens to Bakubro if we assume Izuku's punching both Bakugo and the Nomu with the same amount of force, and that the buildings are made of the same material. Bakugo and the Nomu would be the same weight. Either Bakugo weighs as much as the hulking monster, or the hulking monster is like 155 pounds. Mid-ish of average weight for a dude who's 5'8". Oh, Shige's gonna kill Izuku! That's it! Final answer! I'm locked in, Steve. It happened like 10 paragraphs later, lol. Shinsou with 1 for all? Wasn't on my bingo card, but okay, lol. Okay, real talk with me. Was that tear-worthy? I'm weird about crying, I think. Like, I haven't cried at a fanfiction media before. Your Lion April made me sob like a little bitch, but just here, okay, when this happened. Like, it's sad, but no tissues were, hammered in the reading of this fic. Harmed in the reading of this fic. Now I'm gonna go into my notes. Okay. Ow, that actually hurt my arm. That actually hurt my arm. Give me a second. Ooh.
Okay, you're good.
Ooh, okay. Izuku having, Izuku talking, saying something as it cuts to something he says in the lab could be, okay. So that, there was a weird formatting of Izuku talking, and then, it would switch over to somebody else, something he said in the past, and I thought maybe, the thingy died. I didn't notice that it fell.
I just noticed it because it came on the screen.
Yeah, I noticed it too.
That's how we noticed it.
Well, the camera's gone. Ooh, haha, the camera. That's how
the camera's in something that's red and green.
Oh my god. No, it wasn't in something that was red and green. It was against some stuff. It's already up, but it's taking a while for the thingy to show up over here.
Yes, lovely. But
Lovely.
That's funny. Anyway, continue.
Okay, as I was saying before I got interrupted by my camera, like, fucking pussying out on me. Because, like, it was going back and forth on something Izuku was saying, and then something he was saying, IRL. Not in the past, I mean, not IRL. In the past. Okay, and I thought maybe that is something, right? I also like the quote, his villain with a heart of gold. That perfectly
that
describes
quote.
Izuku. Hitoshi's barely trying to understand
Yeah.
those words when this is another quote, when Izuku suddenly grabs him by the shoulder, and before he could protest, dragging him down for a kiss. Now, if I had a penny for every time Izuku kissed someone in their dying breath to give one for all to the other person, I would have 2 quarters, which isn't a lot. But why the fuck does it happen twice?
You know
It is
what?
a verb reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both times. Okay, so for this one, I was a little teary-eyed. A little bit, because I'm like, what? Okay. Not teary-eyed, like crying, but I was a little emotional. I was like, oh. And then, the first time it ever happened to me, it was The Way You Used to Do by Emma motherfucking Ra. That fic broke me. That fic broke me. When the tag said, I am traumatized every time I see it gets worse before it gets better. Woo! Woo! Okay. This next one is another quote. I didn't mean to give up. I wanted to continue fighting to change society. To dethrone the corporate, the true evil. He stops and swallows down the blood that wants to come out. He's so cold, cold like a corpse. But at last, they're not worth more than you, Hitoshi-kun. And then Izuku kisses him again. A light peck on his lips. He mumbles something that gets caught by the gusts of winds that exchange around them, the screaming beast of metal and concrete, and shoves him right off the building. So I want to talk about this, right? Obviously, Izuku's main goal was to shut down the corruption, right? And in the end, Izuku literally says it, but at last they're not worth more than you, right? And I think I have a theory on what Izuku says, that what he mumbles, and it could be I love you, it could be I'm sorry. I like to think it's I love you, or I love you and I'm sorry. Right, something like that. And this is my notes. I didn't know Izuku died! Ah! What the fuck?
Okay.
I think I was in call with my partner, and all they hear is sniffles. I didn't full out sob, so I agree with Kingston. This is definitely not one where tissues were harmed. I didn't need tissues. I was teary-eyed, and I was like, what the fuck? I was flabbergasted. I was the emotional whiplash. I don't think you understand. I was motherfucking gasted. And obviously, as I said, there is fanfictions that have made me cry. Before My Heart Gives Out is one of them. But yeah, those are my notes for that chapter. Do you guys have any notes?
I have notes galore, so Space Cat, you go first.
No, you go. I like building off of other people's notes.
You're a
Okay,
builder.
Then you're gonna have a
Yeah.
field day with this one because I was so damn confused. I had to reread this 3 times, which is why it took me longer. Because I
Oh
was
yeah,
reading
this
15
chapter
minutes,
confused the
30
fuck
minutes-
out of me too. It was really hard to read.
I was reading this 15 minutes before the stream still, like 30 minutes to an hour. And I had to reread the whole like death scene again. I was like, did they both die? Wait a minute. Who died? Wait, did Shigaraki has a quirk? Where the fuck did Shigaraki come from? And I'm like, wait, did Shigaraki kill? Oh, Shigaraki did it. Okay, wait, did the Nomu do it? Wait, where the fuck did this Nomu go? I'm like reading this again, like 3 times, trying to figure out who killed who. Like, what did the killing blow? I think it was Shigaraki, but I'm not sure on that one. And then the Nomu came in and destroyed the building. I actually didn't catch on to the whole building getting destroyed part. Then I saw the falling part, and I was like, hold up, are they both dying? Is that why major character death is in here? Are they dying and we're about to see some ghost POV? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
got so confused.
Okay. You saying that reminded me of something. I don't know why I didn't put it here, but I wanted to put it here. I'll say it right now. Chapter 14. I'm trying to go to it because I don't have it in my notes. It was, what's it called? No, that's chapter 14. It's chapter 15. Not bad. Yeah, it's this one. I'm trying to scroll. A voice whispers in the ear like a lover would. Very interesting. Pull back your arm. Wait, hold up. We're in chapter... And this is chapter... What chapter is this? Duplicate?
15. Also, oh yeah, the egg.
Okay, there you go, there you go, there you go. Pull back your arm. Think of the heat, the power in your arm, protecting it. You have an egg in your hand. You're the microwave. Don't shatter the egg. Don't die. You've seen it countless of times. It's called... Hitoshi says Detroit Smash. Mumbles. The words getting lost in the wind. His vision blurs. And him using it. I saw that. I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna have a Shindeku, a ghost AU, where, like, you know those sad comics where, like, Bakugo dies and, like, it's just Bakugo's, like, remains of All for One kind of thing. You know, and stuff like that, the remnants, the echoes. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be that. I am devastated it's not. I signed up for a Shindeku fic and there was no well, there was Shindeku, obviously, but there was... I wanted more. I want more gay. I want a refund.
Refund. The fact we had to change fix once for this because you read the last one.
No. The first one, I read. The second one had smut. This one had not untagged major characters, but I didn't see the major character death.
Echo, do you want us to next time look through all the tags for you too?
No, I'm fine. I think it's actually hilarious. This is not the first time this has happened to me. I used to read fanfictions without looking at the tags. I was a psychopath.
Wow, I guess I'm just overly cautious because I read tags or any information before reading something that I can get.
Okay, moving on.
Half the time I'll read tags, half the times I won't even read the summary.
What? What?
Okay, alright. Moving back on to notes. Space Cat, not Space Cat. Pika, you were saying, is there more to say, or can Space Cat go?
I forgot what I was saying, so Space Cat could go.
Confusing chapter.
Okay, I think we can
That's
agree
all
that
I
this
have
chapter
to
was
say.
confusing. I'll get to that bit, because I think what was confusing is I was super confused on what was happening, stuff like that. Gonna go eat dinner, so I'll be back in a little bit. Enjoy my notes. I'm gonna enjoy them, Kingston. I don't think you understand, Kingston.
Kingston, you
Kingston.
realize you've actually done a lot for this thing too.
Okay. But, it was a really confusing chapter. I'm gonna say that. I was a little confused. I was just a little bit confused. Okay, chapter 16 notes for Kingston. Y'all, it's 4:45 p.m. on the 12th. I'm cutting this to almost 24 hours till in needed. Oh my god. Oh, the 12th. We needed this the 13th. Kingston! 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 Did we all read at the last minute?
I think we all read at the last minute.
Okay, beginning of this chapter is so damn cool, and so much sadder than Izuku's death. So nowhere near cry level, but sadder nonetheless. Quote, he finally tells Izuku's story, and Hitoshi begins to live again. Closest I've gotten to crying right here. That's nice and poetic. Very good sentence. Well, can we talk about motherfucking Before My Heart Gives Out? The goddamn rain, and that's the day Hitoshi lost everyone he's ever loved. Like, I'm gonna start crying just thinking about it.
That one, I never listened to that one, so I can't make comments on that.
I need a moment. I'm gonna cry. I need a moment. I'm gonna cry.
Do you want me to just go on a rant about the formatting while you're taking a minute?
No, give me a second. I'll go back in a minute.
Okay, then I'm gonna grab water.
Okay, I'm back. I'll read.
I've got to go for probably a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Oh god.
I'm being called something.
They did not put the fun and funeral there at the end. I think the idea of Izuku passing the torch to Shinsou is super wholesome and nice note. And a nice note to end this on.
Howdy.
There is another chapter though, so... Alright, now my notes on this chapter. My notes on this chapter. No, come back. Baby, I need you. Baby, I need you. Baby, I need you. Baby, don't worry. Don't worry no more.
Sorry.
Babes, look. They are worshipping you. They're worshipping you. They worship you. They love you.
Give me a second. I want to get brownie. I'm just gonna call you Sibling real quick. Sibling made brownies, and Sibling's really good at baking brownies.
Storm is so tired of my bullshit. Okay, fine. I'll let you down.
I can't look because I'm in the kitchen.
Okay, he's back. Okay, he left. So many people are screaming Storm.
Yes. The cat crazies.
People love Storm.
Sorry about that.
Storm doesn't love me anymore. So chapter 16, the way the layout changed to short sentences spaced out, it gives the feel of, you know, as we were saying, the whole dissociative look. And that chapter is the one that I see it the most.
This one I did like it. I did like the format on this one with it.
It was so spaced out, like super spaced out. I loved it. It really gave that illusion. The way time passed so much more faster. Hitoshi living moments from moment, tunnel vision, denial. He's not letting himself look outside the world because that will make him think of Izuku and how Izuku is no longer with us. He doesn't want, that's why the mind does that. They try to stop thinking about it. He's dissociating. He tells him of Izuku's dream and hopes. He tells him of kidnap and the accident, the pro heroes, the death penalty. He finally tells Izuku's story, and Hitoshi begins to live again. So something that a lot of people say in grieving counselors and stuff like that also say is that when you tell someone's story, in a way, it is like they're alive to you. They're back. It is a way to grieve a person in an actual good coping way. And I love that he found a good coping mechanism, which is sharing his story and sharing his way of living. A second funeral, fucking losing him twice as hard, but losing him 3 times. Not only did they lose him when he first got kidnapped, then when he first got kidnapped, they lost him. And then, obviously, he was presumed dead, so they permanently lost him, right? So, grieving his kidnapped, grieving his potential death, grieving the fact that he's back but now a villain, and now grieving his actual death, that is 4 grievances. That is so much. That is literally. Also, author's note. Damn, son, I've got depressed editing this. The massive amount of spaces were an attempt of showing the shock, but I don't know how well I did. I pulled it off, or if it was just annoying. You actually did pull it off. The spaces, they were really spaced out. I really got the illusion of like, oh my god, this is like spaced out. This is his delusion. Not delusion, but like very much like disassociative, right? It's very much disassociative, and I really, really got the hand of that in this chapter. I actually really do love this chapter. Clearly I don't love that Izuku dies, so we'll talk about that towards the end, but like, I didn't want Izuku to die, but that's just me. That's just me. That's just me.
Okay. That's just a you thing. Sorry, I went to grab more brownie and I had to mute myself. Listen, the brownie is kicked good. I tell you right now, you know those box brownies? They're oddly great when they just come out and somebody puts chocolate chips in them. That's all I'm going to say on the brownies, though. So I don't pull this off topic too much. I don't actually have anything else to say about this chapter. Other than the fact that... I love the fact that he has one for all. But he doesn't use it too much. I think that's more mentioned in the epilogue, though.
Yeah, it's more mentioned in the epilogue.
In that case, do you want to move on to the epilogue, since Space Cat may not be back?
Yeah, let's, I'll go ahead and read, chapter 17. Yes, Shigaraki just needs a dad and sunflowers, to be honest. I love that for him. Dabi getting back home and Stain getting a gravesite are great changes. It makes me happy that Izuku got to be buried next to him, too. No, Twice, Spinner, and Toga mentions yet, though, so I wonder if they're gonna get caught. It says that All for One wasn't, so I don't know. We all know that those three could not keep any plans on track, though. They've legit got the physical manifestation of ADHD, chronically online too, electric beluga luga, and codiness, Harvard Dent. They are not making it, oh my god. All for One can't live, laugh, love, and destroy heroes in these conditions. Shinsou trying to help out. ¿No quieres decir algo?
No.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.
I got food delivered. Y'all, food hall, this has
Hell
become a
yeah.
mukbang. Guys, this is a mukbang now. Mukbang.
You
Mukbang.
mean mukbang?
Mukbang.
Mukbang.
No, it's mukbang because Mickey Mouse is up my ass right now. Okay, so.
I like
Moving
how
on.
I, trying to correct you on words I know.
Okay, Shinsou trying to help out, but having to retire because he couldn't stop thinking about Izuku every time he saw a kid in the same conditions is tragic. He tried though, and he did help make the world a better place for everyone. I hope that Izuku's happy with the progress, cause you know he's still watching on. Alright, now my notes. My notes. Chapter 17, I want to talk about the end notes for the author. Well, my dearest readers, we have reached the end, and I still cannot believe that this was supposed to be a one-shot. Damn, LMAO. This was a ride. This was so interesting to write. And I'm noticing that redemption is a recurring theme in my fics, LMAO. So, what did you think? Did Hitoshi do good? Does Izuku deserve the legacy he's leaving? Does Tenko deserve forgiveness? Did this story make you wonder about mortality? I'm gonna say, it did not make me think and wonder about mortality. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It did not make me think about mortality, morality. I think that says morality, my bad. It did not make me think of morality. Sorry.
Neither did it with me, honestly.
I did really like it, though. Do you have any
do
notes for
agree with that.
specifically chapter 17, and then we're gonna go to overall notes everywhere.
Okay. Other than the fact that I really like that he just becomes a teacher, it feels fitting, you know? I think that's mentioned, and also the fact that he's debating on a successor. I think those
Oh my god.
are both really interesting.
Hitoshi teacher, Izuku villain. No, Izuku pro hero. They date. Hear me out. Stick with me.
Okay, I'll stick with you. Come on.
Any
stick with
fanfic
you.
writers in the chat? Hi, hello. Would you like to write that for me? Thank you. I'm joking. You don't have to. No, this is my food. No, Storm. What are you doing, Storm?
The
Storm is
food's
behind the
filling.
camera right now. He's trying to steal my food. He's coming. Look at him. He's trying. I don't know if the camera could catch him. I think the camera is catching him.
Let's see. I'll see if he catches
Yeah, the
him.
camera is catching him. This is my food.
That's funny.
Storm, this is my food. Storm, no. Storm.
You got
Storm.
cat stature.
Storm. Storm, this is my food. Okay, you were saying your notes while I fend off this robber?
Other than the fact that him being a teacher and thinking of passing on, I do see cat also. Anyway, him passing on One for All and the whole brain is not working. Him becoming a teacher are really fitting. The fact that Ozawa's mentioned in there and nudging him on is also really cool because it just shows how it runs, you know. It feels worlding. It feels like if you're not gonna be pro hero and you're gonna retire because of it, you don't want somebody's story to die, or I guess legacy. Actually, now that I know what that means, you kind of get this interesting sub dynamic there. I'm gonna call it sub dynamic because I don't know what else to call it. Of just it's like a catalyst before the story. If they were gonna do a second story, it would work from this.
Hear me
But
out.
that's all
A
I got.
second story, Izuku magically comes back from the dead. I'm joking. Please don't do that. That would be cheap as fuck. Okay. Now going on to overall notes. Overall everywhere. Okay, this whole time, I will say, when it comes to plot, you were really good. Sky King. I'm gonna call you Sky King. I'm not gonna put the underscore. You were really good, Sky King, right? The whole time I was wondering what's gonna happen. It kept me on my toes, like, why was Izuku doing this? What is this? You were really good with suspense and giving us enough information to keep us hooked, but not enough for us to know everything. Enough for us to keep us theorizing, but not enough to get me bored and stuff. It was enough to keep me reading. Obviously, I was gonna forcefully have to read whether it was shit or not, because I was doing a fanfic club. But if this was me reading it on my own accord, I wouldn't have dropped it. You have a very interesting writing style. It's very minimalistic when it comes to description. You're heavy on action and thoughts, then followed up by dialogue. But that's where you're heavy. Action narration, and a lot of dialogue. You're not very descriptive. You don't describe what what they're doing that much. You don't describe what they're wearing, describe what the scenery is, right? You're a little changed. I will also like to mention Evergreen Lost. The name is very, very strategic. The whole time, Hitoshi's always pointing out his evergreen. He lost the evergreen. He lost his evergreen eyes. The evergreen, his green eyes, his evergreen, right? Which I think is very interesting, the fact that Izuku lost the green in his eyes, because a lot of the time, spiritually speaking, the eyes are the window to the soul. So the lost evergreen could be obviously the literal definition of like, oh, he lost the color green in his eyes, but also in the sense it's a symbol of the old Izuku. And for it to be the name of this, for it to be everything, you really paced it out good. You really chose good with names. Those are all the good, helpful criticisms. You know, the good I really liked. Now here's the one thing that I think you could improve. Pacing. Your pacing is, you're a little fast-paced, which is not bad. It coincides with the fact that Shinsou is a little bit dissociative and stuff like that, so time passage could be faster for him. But I feel like this was short. I feel like I see what you're going with. Add a little bit more. I feel like it was missing something, but I can't, like some plot points or maybe some more scenes or stuff like that. Personally, look, author to author. You want your readers to cry, right? You want them to sob. Right. You want them to absolutely sob. Give them hope and then take it from them. Give them hope and then take it from them. That's what I do, right? I have a character death that I have that it's coming up, and it's a fanfic that I'm working on chapter 1 right now. No, it is not For My Kingdom 1. There is no character death in that one. It is a different one. But major character death is one of them. And there is a moment where everything seems good. The calm before the storm. I know, cliche, but it works. And then, boom, snapped away, right? And then followed up by a letter. I'm sorry. I feel like, okay, the letter is very cliche, but I feel like that would be like, you know, whatever. Point taken is, I feel like you have a very interesting pacing, a very interesting thing. I would just work on that just a little bit. I feel like, again, this was supposed to be a one-shot. You extended it, but I feel like you could have expanded a bit more. You could have probably made this a whole book worth length, if we're being honest. But apart from the pacing and the actual junk of what's in the fanfic, you did a really good job. I like your writing style. It's very interesting. It's it works for the type of story that you're doing, right? Obviously, I've seen this type of writing style done horribly, but this writing style is really good. I could see that you've written this with the care of your heart. I could feel the care in your heart. You've put a lot of attention to it. Obviously, Pika catched on to the whole mourning in the morning. I caught on to the evergreen lost, the meaning of the name, the whole green eyes. You were also thinking about mortality, not mortality, morality and stuff like that. If you really wanted us to sit down and experience that, like, shit, morally gray characters, not morally gray characters, I feel like you would need to build more on that. Give us more of Izuku's point of view. Give us more of Hitoshi's point of view. Give them more world building, but also give them more gray nuance. Hitoshi felt too good. Izuku was actually a really good gray character. I will give you that. He was really fucking good and I really liked him. But I feel like if you made Hitoshi feel a little more grayish and whatever, maybe even have Hitoshi wondering, do I really want to stop Izuku? Right? Do I really want to stop Izuku? Is this really what we need? Do we need to fight fire with fire? Have more of that. Have more dilemma in that shit, you know? Really juice that out. But otherwise, I really like your fanfic. Your fanfic was really good, and I hope you're seeing this and seeing us just absolutely, you know, nerd out to your fanfic. I'm gonna say Kingston's final thoughts. This was a nice fic. I liked it. All things considered, give me some good laughs at time, mostly me making the most unhinged jokes to myself, but also almost got some tears there. I wouldn't normally read this kind of fic on my own time, but it ended up being a good one, so that's neat. And hey, that means I was right on my first guess. The author's name is close to mine, and it was a great fic. Should I have more to say? My favorite character in this was Bakugo. I like him trying to constantly nuke people, canon, but also him being more emotional. He helped Shinsou clean up his place, unprompted, then drinks with him and they talk. It was such a sweet moment, even if it was about a depressing ass topic. Also, I got to be the number one hero. He got to be the number one hero. Hawks and Shoto not even bothering to fight him for it is so in character for them, even if they were more reasons than just them not wanting to. My least favorite character in this was probably Uraraka. Tragic because she's one of my favorite My Hero Academia characters, but she did fuck all here. Understandably though, because she's not a main character at all, but she's here, so she can be my least favorite, lol. Even Ida, who I don't remember saying a single thing outside of maybe that one group message, helped with stuff. All in all, this was a solid fic. I don't want to, rank it because it seems shitty due to two factors. One, someone tried their damn hardest and made a story they liked, and I'm not the type to tell someone their fic is bad, because they made something that didn't exist before them, with their own time and brain power. That's so fucking cool, and I don't want to ruin that for them. They don't deserve it. Two, I read and write nothing but crack treated seriously. You think I know how to break down a storyline? Or how to judge character arcs? Or do literally anything required for well-rounded, naturally processing plots? Kingston, I'm gonna go on a rant right now. You have good character arcs. You have good character development. You have well-rounded and naturally progressing plots. You say you don't, but you have skills? And I want to take it from you. Nuh-uh. Miss me with that. Hand me my 4K word Toga Ochako fic with the stupidest premise known to man and let me laugh about it by myself. Thanks for coming to my 3,000.9K word TED Talk. Okay, I'm going to touch upon a little bit on what Kingston said. I do ranked fics, but I never tell people what my ranking is. And it's less of like I rank the fic as in like it's a really bad or a really good fic. Like for example, crack fics. If I were to rate them on writability, crack fics are shit. They're always shit. They're shit. Because they're not well-rounded. But if I talk about enjoyability, they're ranked high. So that's why I rank things based off recability. What I would recommend. How much I would recommend this fanfic. 1 out of 10. And just because the recommendation is low does not mean it's not a good fic. Personally, I wouldn't recommend this fic to somebody. Mainly because I normally recommend romantic things, but I wouldn't recommend this fic to someone because, actually no, it would make them cry. Never mind, I recommend this. I think in the recommendability, I would definitely, I would recommend this fic. I would recommend this fic to a friend. Pika, final thoughts, and then would you recommend this fic to somebody, yes or no?
Honestly, if they're looking for depression, with minor depression, not like large depression.
If you want large depression, go to Before My Heart Gives Out.
Yeah. Yeah, if somebody's looking for minor sad and they want Shindeku, here you go. But I don't know, it's not my field of game, ballpark with this type of fic, so honestly, I don't read enough of them, or know enough of them to say if I would recommend this one or not. I'd probably recommend it mainly because the name is memorable. Evergreen is just a word that kind of would stick in my brain. I don't know. It's one of those words that my brain is like, ooh, great word. You know?
Evergreen's actually, funnily enough, Evergreen is the name of the forest that, what's it called? Okay, you know the fanfic that I was going to write that was going to be like a horror fanfic?
Yes.
The name of it, funnily enough, is the original name with it. Right now it's Velwoods because Velwood sounds better in my mind. but the original name of it was Evergreen Forest.
Also, yeah, it's a tree. Also,
Okay.
yeah,
Continuing. What you were gonna say?
Anyway, but yeah, that's just a word that latches into my brain, and it's like, ooh, word. There was God, I lost my entire train of thought. What the hell? There is something I can say about this. My ADHD was beating me up through this entire fic, and I was doing 7 things at once when reading some of this. And I still was able to remember stuff. So I'll give credit to the author for that one. If you're able to make me remember stuff while doing 7 other tabs thing and writing over 1K words, almost, that is actually not a joke. I gotta say, crats to you.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, credit where it's due. One thing I will say, these tags, I don't know, something about these tags. I don't even know how to describe it. Am I the only one? I don't even know how to describe this. We got 2 villain tags, which, these make sense. Okay, sure. You wanted to hit both. Throw your Shinsou Hitoshi, hits it. Then you have the question tags, which is very interesting. And I like how they're formatted. What makes a hero? Heroes and villains. What makes a villain? That feels deliberate. I can't be the only one that thinks that was deliberate. Putting those 3 tags in, like, a whole line right there. You know? Second chances feels a little bit misleading, but at the same time not misleading, if that makes sense.
It is misleading!
Yeah, I get what they mean, though. They don't mean second chances in the sense of the character gets a second chance. They mean it as second chance of a story. Or, I guess you say, in another life. Kind of deal. That's what I think they mean by second chances. But otherwise, the tag is a little bit of a red herring.
A little bit.
A little bit. I'm using that graciously there.
I am not going at it on my food. I just need to eat quickly before my appetite runs out, and then I starve myself for the rest of the day.
Yes, you eat. Okay, character tags. I actually was talking about this before stream. These character tags kind of annoy me. They annoy me, but they don't annoy me. They mention Midoriya, Shinsou, Uraraka, Bakugo, and Todoroki. I understand Bakugo, Todoroki, Shinsou, Midoriya, and kinda Uraraka being there. But at the same time, Uraraka falls into that weird zone with Ida. They don't do garbage. I hate to say it, but they don't do shit.
As Kingston said.
Yeah, Kingston said it well. They don't do shit. Honestly, I didn't like Ida's handling as much as I tolerated Uraraka's. You know? I did like how Bakugo and Todoroki were handled, because it did feel like something both of them would do. Same with Hawks, just wanting to be second. Not really giving a crap. Endeavor fight scene 2, that thing that appeared, I forgot what chapter it was in, honestly, was interesting. I think another thing that's kind of odd about this is, honestly, what's it called? The complete tag. Because it's like that this is complete. It has, like, all the chapters done. I don't understand why tag it.
Oh, some people tag it because there's untagged.
No.
Okay, so it is infamous in AO3 that people who have not completed their fics just mark it as complete, but they don't put. There's some people who are courteous and put in the title and in the tags, and or in the tags, not completed or uncompleted or abandoned or something like that.
Okay.
So that's why it's related to that. It's like a, hey, don't worry, this is completed. You're not going to get bombarded with, like, it not being completed. Because a lot of the times this happened to me. I read a fic, and then I get to the end, and it's uncompleted, but it's marked as completed, and nowhere in the tags, in anywhere does it say that it's not completed.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't realize it was for the same reason that people look at it as incomplete and stuff. Okay. Or abandoned. Okay. Good to know. That's a good note to know. I will say though, it was pretty good for not being my style. This is literally something I would never pick up normally, but like having to read it for this was pretty decent. I did find the summary a little bit short.
Misleading.
Short and misleading. Summary after 6 years of dead silent, you know, it's like, okay, well, we're going straight into this. Kind of, the summary kind of just like repeats itself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say though.
Space Cat.
Yeah.
Final notes on the whole fic itself. Anything you wanted to say?
Oh wait, shit, I forgot a
Final-
note too.
Final
go.
notes. It was an interesting fic. It was a little confusing at times. That's a definite. And that's basically all my notes
Okay,
for the final.
not for that, but I actually remembered a note.
I'm sorry,
I
I'm
forgot
being
to say.
added at like crazy.
Let me
Okay.
get Sham. Anyways,
Pika, you were saying?
one thing. The battles. Like I mentioned before. Draw them out or something. Do something so you can visualize the thing so it helps you understand what is going on in your own battle. Like, where are they? Are they on the roof? Okay. Doodle of roof. If you need them to move from point A... Ooh, you good?
That happened like twice.
Draw a line. Are you chugging salt on stream?
No. Why would I do that?
I just looked at the stream and I just see you have salt up to your mouth.
Okay, moving on. This isn't certified yappers.
That. Yeah.
Okay then. Anyway. But yeah. Do something like that for battles. Scenes. Death sketches. You can even label things and just put words and be like a box. You know? It's like you just need an item is to be able to use it. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you really want to get technical, you can also do like a mini animation, but that's really up to you and that's a preference thing. So do all your own with that one. But I have done that for battles before, where I've done like a little animation thing to get it in my head, and or I like play like 6 scenes in my head of like what this battle could look like, and then I actually explain it. Does it look like a hot pile of shit after I explain it for a good 10 minutes? Yes. I always clean it up though. Try to.
Right.
Okay, alright. Anything else?
But that's my tip. That's the thing I forgot to say.
Alright, and Space Cat, you're done with your notes as well?
Yes, I am done with my notes.
And we've done Kingston's last notes, and I think that's the last notes for everybody. This has been a almost 2.5 hour long stream. Somehow we have 17 people watching. I don't know why y'all watching. I'm not interesting. This isn't interesting. This is chaotic. I will say, the next one we're gonna do is...
That's why they watch.
The next one we're gonna do... I'm gonna put it in the I'm gonna link it over here. The next one we're gonna do is It Started with a Meal by Socially Nobody. Summary. Midoriya Izuku has always been an incredibly anxious kid. It was obvious to everyone in UA. The teachers especially. After villain attacks and more, Yamada Hisashi is happy to see the kid finally calm down and relax in his class. He falls asleep right on his desk in the middle of English, cocooning in his arms and comfortable. He lets the kid sleep through the period and through the next before finally he goes to wake him up. It takes a while, and he asks a few questions, and ends up with far more than he bargained for. A sleepy kid isn't the best at keeping secrets, right? Tags being hurt comfort, emotional manipulation, implied/referenced child abuse. Izuku Midoriya has one for all quirk. Izuku needs a hug. Izuku Midoriya gets a hug. Great. A nap. And a nap. Parental Yamada Hisashi. Parental Aizawa Shota. Dad Zawa. Protective of Yamada. Protective of Aizawa. Protective Nezu. Grandparent recovery girl. Married Aizawa Shota / married Eraser Mike. Sad Meow Meow. That's a tag. Sad Meow Meow. That's a tag.
Wait a minute. I need to find Sad Meow Meow.
Sad Meow Meow. Open link and new. Sad Meow Meow. How many? This tag has been marked common and has been marked common and can't be filtered on yet. There's only one fanfic with Meow Meow.
It is. It's sad. It's
Only
sad.
one Sad Meow Meow. I'm adding Sad Meow Meow to my fanfic as well.
Please add Sad Meow
Hurt
Meow.
Midoriya Izuku. Yamada Toshi, All Might bashing. Drug use. Neglectful Izuku, not Izuku. Neglectful Inko Midoriya. Abusive
there's
Inko
more
Midoriya.
notes.
Happy ending. Quirkless. More notes where?
Kingston
I have
has
more notes if you want, Lil. Just scroll down to the section above. Oh, I forgot about those. We'll get to those. I forgot about those. You're right. Thank you, Kingston. Thank you for keeping me in check. Let me just finish with the tags here. A happy ending, quirkless people with extra toy joints wearing custom sneakers.
Oh.
Red shoe theory. Chio and Nezu are platonically married. Fight me. Suicidal thoughts.
I love that. Hold up. Is this tag used commonly? It's used by two things.
Okay.
I want
Okay.
it more.
Okay.
That
Okay.
sounds like
Okay.
a fun
Okay.
tag.
Little baby notes. Skip to the next session for stuff that's not me incoherently rambling about jokes and quotes that don't make sense. Okay. I'm gonna say a direct quote.
Sad Meow Meow.
At 12 a.m. sharp, his cell phone rings. Y'all need to lay off this man at motherfucking midnight. He needs his beauty sleep. Next one. I was your boyfriend back when we were at UA. Do you believe me now? Oop, historians would call them roommates. Are my notes insightful? What am I supposed to be noting here? I'm not sure. There are new scars on his face, his scalp. You've cursed me with the thought of bald Deku, because that's what I'm picturing after reading this. Bald Deku in designer sunglasses. You were kidnapped, he says, voice tight and fast. Like when you moved your hand over the fire fast enough. When you moved your hand over the fire fast enough not to get burned. Oh my god. I love this. Like, the visual is spot on. And I'm a sucker for analogies. I love them so much, I swear to god. I love analogies too. Analogies are my bitches. And now I am analogies, bitch. Next one. When Izuku looks at him over his expression-looking sunglasses, expensive-looking sunglasses, can I read? With his eyes the color of blood, Shinsou mourns the loss of the Evergreen. Title drop, roll credits. Also, Izuku, what kind of drugs were you doing? Let All For One lace your crack. Lace your crack with quirks? What? He mourns, next one. He mourns the words as if afraid of being heard. I wanted to see you. Huh, interesting. I wonder if Deku is as free and rescued as he claims to be. Thank you. When we meet again, you won't hesitate to attack me. When we meet again, you won't freeze when we see each other. You won't try to shield me or seclude me. If you approach, I will attack you and go for the kill. Same as everyone else. Oh, interesting. Again, lol. What happened?
Okay.
Didn't he actually end up freezing
He did.
when they next met after
He
that?
fucking
you
did.
know what? Yeah, he did though. He became a deer in a headlight. Also, I'm laughing because his cat sent me this picture. Just look in general real quick.
Chaos, maybe you'll be able to join the second one. Again, I'll say notes about the second one later. How do you feel about JoJo's
Oh,
Bizarre?
you mean
I don't
art?
really like it.
Chaos wants to join The second one?
I already saw. I already mentioned. I just mentioned it.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Oh.
Okay. Alright, next one. Oh, interesting. Well, again, so what? Is he coming back to fight? Something about wanting to change society? So what makes a hero and what makes a villain are two of the tags, so I wonder if Izuku and whoever he's aligned himself with, Dabi is mentioned in the tags, LOV maybe, are trying to take the heroes down. The spoon that Izuku had used is old and rusty and twisted. Completely unusable. Oh shit. Rusted? Twisted? So I assume this has something to do with his quirk. Maybe something like decay, but lesser. Like, rust is oxidized, so the use of twist and old makes me think he's speeding up the passage of time or something. Would that explain the red eyes and the redness of his hands? Maybe not. I don't know, lol. Izuku takes a bow, and in the same sweeping motion, touches the ground, and a rippling wave of decay spreads around him, hitting Kamini Woods before it could trap them. Hitoshi vaguely recalls the rusted spoon. Hell yeah! Let the record show I was right in my guess! Then again, I'm hard-pressed to think we all didn't come up with the same thing.
I came up with a totally different theory because
Yeah.
of the spoon.
We are proud to announce the newest generations of villains. I'm Deku, honorary member of the League of Villains. The imitation of a smile is gone, his features sharp in anger, as he tucks in his chin and promises. And the hero's worst nightmare. Okay, one, called the LOV thing, very obvious, I wasn't even pretending, but also, discreet, discarding the sentence a little bit, the newest generations of villains sounds like the old League isn't around anymore. He kept his old hero name, the name Bakubro gave him, which kind of reads to me like he's doing this despite Bakugo. 3, I'd say hooray, which by definition means he's not honorary, which by definition means he's not operating with them. Kingston, why are you so smart? Kingston, what the fuck? Confiding as an
Kingston's
honor
showing
without
up
the
all-
usual requirements of function is the definition of honorary. So he's not doing the things the other members do. He doesn't meet the requirements whatsoever, whatever the reason. Okay, bye. Bye, thinking cap. I'm going back to be silly again.
Also, Kingston got proved in the last moment with the whole Shigaraki thing.
Yeah, Kingston, Kingston, where
Kingston,
the
are
Kingston
you,
stealing
do you
all the
work?
goddamn. Kingston is stealing all our brain cells. Kingston, you're hogging the brain cells.
Yeah, we need some brain cells here. Listen, the only thing I
Yeah.
clapped on to was the whole morning thing.
Being aided by Shoto as soon as he finished dealings with a shapeshifter woman. Toga mentioned! And hey, is Ochaka here? Just curious that. I like to think in my mind that if there was to be a sequel, Toga and Uraraka got married. Izuku is a ghost.
Just a ghost floating around like, hi, bitch.
Okay, next. Now that you are in your coveted positions, are you satisfied with what you see? Is there justice? I'm like 3 for 3 out of here. Let's go. Kingston, what the fuck? Her eyes are puffy. She looks like hell. She's pissed her girlfriend never mentioned that her best friend was still alive.
That's funny. Oh my god, Kingston.
Kingston, I love
Are
you.
sure
Oh my
you
god, I
want me to
love
be on
this.
a comedy show? 'Cause
Kingston,
goddamn,
Kingston. Kingston, I know you say that you don't write serious stuff and your thingy is just silly hee ha ha. You're actually really good at writing and picking up stuff. I am glad I have you in this goddamn team. There's a reason I picked you and this is the reason. Your notes.
We got the notes one. I don't even know why the hell I was picked, but I'm here.
After the fighting, the heroes fell back, but somehow the villains got to Locker before disappearing. Is it weird that I have no clue who this is? Wait, is it that dude that has padlock earrings? Hold on, let me Google it. I got a lot of traumatizing pictures of UA locker rooms featuring many students who were Using said locker rooms. Alright then, goodbye world. Oh my god, Kingston! Oh my god! Fine, I'll give the communal brain cells back. Thank you, Kingston! I need them. I'm writing a fanfic. I know you write too, but like, let me have them. Just for a little bit. I'll return them afterwards.
Oh.
She dare breathes...
What's up with Pancake?
Huh?
I was actually reading the playlist that Pancake was doing, and it actually mentions which songs it has errors playing. Seems to be the same songs, too. I could be insane, though. Anyways, ignore me. Here, you can just look at the log here in a second.
Okay, as I was saying, she dares bring Heaven into his home. Of course, it's not a fucking pleasure. Mood. If given the chance, who wouldn't try killing you, you foul-mouthed bastard? Oh my god, Bakugo catching strays. I won't be there today, but we still have work to do. What comes after 1? My dumb, actually? What? My dumb ass actually audibly said 2 while reading this. Oh wait, I read further. He put locker 1 in the hospital and now there's 2. Oh, I was right. I expected the answer to be for all and him going after All Might or something. I suffer from dry eye, but I'm not blind. Aizawa is based, as always. True.
Oh yeah, that line. That line gave me a laugh.
Oh my god, they have UA assigned motorcycles. Now I'm crying. He talks to her. She wasn't suicidal. She tells him. She didn't want to die. She sobs. But she was so tired. Random woman is based as fuck? I'm okay, I promise, Kingston. Kingston? Kingston? But she was based. That's a mood. I'm okay, though. Ha! Suck it, Mineta. Hope you don't make it through the attack, fucking sleazebag. Bakugo's a fucking Chad. We stand a man who enters his friend's house and cleans up just because there's a mess, and he's being helpful, even if he doesn't want to admit it. Love to see it. Oh my god, Mount Lady actually promoting skincare when several people are being killed by villains? Like, I just picture mid-battle, she's like, weighing her options. Do I save that child, or do I take these 3 minutes to tell them about my new lotion I'm launching next week?
That's what I was thinking. That.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Yes. Rocklock. I think it was Rocklock. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to think about the lockers anymore, guys. Let's move from the lockers, please. Maybe Shoto begins, and the way his eyes shine is worse than Bakugo's fear. Maybe he waited for those 6 years for someone to save him, and nobody did. Not one of us found him. Oh no, that's terrible. Oh my god. R.I.P. Izuku.
Rest in peace.
Quietly and suddenly, the entire building was surrounded in dark blue flames, high enough not to let anyone out, and strong enough to begin making their way inside. POV, you encountered Dobby's wrath.
Dobby's wrath is
Next. They're going after my father. Maybe you should let them, Shoto.
Like, yeah.
Where was Shigaraki Tomura? Izuku defeated the mini-boss, Shigi, and took his, loot, Decay. No, Deku-san, bro. My man, it was a joke. The man hurries to say, a lazy smile on his lips, and a firm certainty that Izuku wouldn't kill him. I love Twice, he's so silly, and dude broy, I swear to God. There, he's unsurprised to see Shigaraki standing by all for one side, scratching his neck, and looking at Izuku as if he wished he could murder him with his eyes. So yeah, the usual. Oh, I guess there goes my guess of Shigaraki being murdered and looted. Deku lets his insanity inside him curve his lip upwards. Don't you know that consent is important in all intimate acts? LMAO, Deku's based all of a sudden? Take a deep breath, Echo. I'm not gonna hurt you. But will you hurt him? Damn, that goes hard. And that's all the silly hee hee ha ha notes. All
The
right.
beautiful note.
The beautiful. Now, notes on how Fanfiction Club is gonna continue on. Because we had so many goddamn problems midstream, lag and stuff like that, what I'm probably gonna do is, I'm going to see how fast we could record the next chapter, which is not that fast because the next one I decided to choose is a 61,000 word long one. Okay, let me see if there's a shorter one that we could just implement upwards. Okay, let's implement this one upwards. Yeah, let's put this one up here.
Which one is it?
And then after that one, we could then do. Yeah,
That's
okay.
actually a good idea. If we do a long one, have it like be 2 weeks early. So short one and then the really long one, so you can read it earlier.
I'll figure it out. So the one that I just said, it started with the meal, is probably not going to be the next one. But know that that one is going to be one that is going to be happening. Do not worry. It's not like I tossed it aside and we're never going to do it. It is one that's going to happen. Right now, what it looks like to be the next one is Mockingbird, since it's 10,000 words long. And that one we could probably all read in one day and then, you know, get it out. It's probably... Expect this series to be very sporadic. Very much 1 week. I'll try to have it that we do it weekly, but it's gonna be hard to do because as much as I would like to be like 2-3 months ahead, it's gonna be a little hard to do it because I have a bunch of other people doing it with me. So what I might do to get ahead is I was thinking maybe 61,000 words, motherfucking man. What I was thinking of doing is what's it called? There would be times where it is literally just me, nobody else, just me, sitting down and talking about it. Instead of it being a bunch of people and stuff like that, where I sit down and I just rant. But yeah, I had fun with this. I don't know about you guys. I'll see what I'll do. I'll give notes. Whenever I decide what I'm going to do and stuff like that, I'll go ahead and put it in the comments. Not in the comments, in the, what's it called? Community tag, community post. I'll do a community post and we'll talk about it there. But I had fun. I had fun with this. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys also enjoy this series a lot.
I did.
Do you guys want to say some final words before you say goodbye to chat?
Didn't you want to ask them for recommendations?
There is a link to Rex. Please send me recommendations. If they're not used for a podfic, they're going to be used for this.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, other than that, not really. I am gonna send you a few, like, little things that I found randomly that maybe we could do.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I just heads up. I'd probably send them in DMs, but I may actually have to refriend you because I actually had an issue because some reason it unfriended me with you. Don't know why.
You can still message me even if we're not friended.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes my Discord loves being a bitch and decides that if you're not friended, you cannot talk for 10 minutes. Discord's weird like that. Am I the only one that has issues like that?
Yep.
Somebody tell me later.
Yeah. One thing that I found that the fic we were talking about made me think of were fics that have, like, mentor stain.
Oh, mentor stain!
Okay. Now this is a complete tirade, but mentors that are kind of underrated, but kind of, like, not, like, underrated. Have you ever, you know the dude from Vigilantes?
No.
I
don't know his name. Okay, one of you are gonna know it. But, the guy that either got his quirk stolen or the quirkless kid. I forgot which it is. I think there's a quirkless kid. Is there a quirkless kid in there? No, there's somebody quirkless.
Yes.
But I think that was stolen from Ultron. That dude is a mentor for some fic or like person, kid, or whatever that dresses up in a goddamn All Might hoodie.
Oh, that dude! Oh.
Yeah. Those guys. You can't tell me that would not be interesting. I tried looking for one. They don't exist. Like, you know the whole quirk accident fix also? There are 0 ones with the concept of ferret, too. But that doesn't surprise me. Ferrets are very unknown. Disappointment. Anyway.
Okay.
That's my off topic.
Space Cat, any last words?
Not really. Nope.
Kingston, you want to say any last words in the comments?
I'm gonna have to wait for a minute for a response since
Yeah.
chat's behind.
So I think what I'm going to do is there's definitely going to be some, what's it called? Some that I'm going to hand pick to do myself. I think one of the ones I'm going to probably do is the Izuku Cheater. Not Izuku Cheater, the Bakugo Cheater. Unless, do you guys want to do that one? The cheater one? The
Honestly, I have
Hanahaki
no
disease?
care in that one, but if the others want to do it, I'll do it. But personally, not my cup of tea either.
Space Cat, would you be interested in reading a Hanahaki disease sad boy hours fanfic?
Sure.
I'll see. There's probably going to be some that I'm going to take over that I'm going to, oh, I like Mentor Midnight. Mentor Midnight is a good one. But there's definitely going to be,
Yeah.
there's definitely going to be some, what's it called, some fics that I'll choose to just read myself, and I'll record them. I'll, like, probably read it that same day and then record it that same day. I'll do that. Like, super quickly read and then record. Or even better, when it's just myself, I'm probably going to be like, okay, I'm going to record one by one. This is chapter 1. Hi, I'm recording for chapter 1. I'm recording for chapter 2 now. So you guys get the whole expansive. So I'm probably going to do that for myself when I do it myself. I'm probably going to do some backlogging. Yeah. I don't know how much it's going to be because my setup that you see here is going to change soon. I don't know how my setup is going to look like. I don't know if I'm going to have my trans flag behind me. I don't know what's going to be because I'm moving. That's why I took a break. Because I was like, okay.
The weekly planner?
I hope the weekly planner stays. Talking about that, I need to update the weekly planner.
Good thing I mentioned it then. Anyway, continue on with what you were saying. Sorry for the interruption.
I'm moving, basically.
You're moving, basically. Good to know. Also, I don't know if you saw my random @ from like a week ago. If not, I'll talk to you that after stream. And also, General is filled with random pictures. I also found out the mastermind was strategist for hire.
Yeah, I knew it was something for hire.
Yeah, I got into that recently.
Last word. This was fun. I had fun making the notes, and even if I'm not talking, it was fun hanging out with y'all. Tons of laughs. Oh, and let me put in my 2 cents. Toga Ochako fics. I am getting them for you, Kingston. I thought it would be a little funny if, like, one of the fics we cover one day, it's yours, but I was like, yeah, no. I would like to keep those completely available to podfic them. And I like doing that, so. But I'm definitely going to see if I could get some more Toga Ochako fics to cover during this. And I hope that's something that happens soon. But yeah, I think that's the last of everything. I'm going to promptly leave and record a bunch of videos because I need to start preparing because we're going to start moving really soon. It's going to be a lot of things. I might go MIA for a little bit. So keep that in mind that out of nowhere I'm going to disappear and stop, thinking like that. So keep that in mind, and I'm sorry in advance for that. I'm going to try to communicate as much as I can with you guys on what's happening and stuff like that. I know there's going to be a while where I'm left with no internet and stuff because switching between one house to the next house and stuff like that. So anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.